Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another Blue Money show on Chelsea Perspective, specifically Chelsea Transfer Watch. We'll talk about Mason Mount, Koulibaly, Moises Caicedo, Nicolas Jackson, Kai Havertz, what's his name? Andre Onana, also who's back on them people's lips, and also Diogo Costa, Hakim Ziyech, and many more. Some topics that you people in the chat will introduce. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, welcome back once more. I'm going to start by saying hello to those in the chat to see how they're doing before we start addressing the items we have lined up. Sorry, my eyes sound a bit stuffy, and that's because I'm still dealing with cold symptoms. And let's see what else we have in the chat and address it as soon as possible. This says that Chelsea wants Osimhen. I've seen that myself, but big up to you, Namaya. I hope you're doing well. A big up to you too, brother. Thank you for joining. Please, I beg a sign Osimhen. Man United will suffer next season. Let's see. A big up to you to Contender FC, aka Brianna Yahayu, aka Mr. One More Name, Vivel FC. I hope you're doing well, brother. Thank you for joining. Have you read about Barca inserting 400 million release clause on Ike Gundogan? And Gundogan is 30 plus, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. At what age exactly? It's a Barca thing. I think they did that with Andreas Christensen and also what's the other guy also? That's what they do. They're greedy. I don't know what name to call them not to get into trouble, but it's their thing. But for a 30-plus-year-old, I just don't understand and why Gundogan would do that. Maybe he's one of those players that just want to get the opportunity to play for Barca, and that's it for them. If they like, they can insert $1 billion release clause on their contract and they still sign it. Please support Chelsea Perspective by liking, subscribing, and following us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website. Let's engage and grow together as a community. Thank you so much for kindly saying that. Yes, if you haven't checked out our blog, chelseaperspective.com, please do so. Some delicious article there for you to read. Ty, big up, nice to see you. Big up, coach, big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. Always nice to see you. And he says, congrats on the 12K. Yes, we've made it to 12,000 subscribers, and beyond that, I think it's 12,005 or 12,007 subscribers right now, and we keep growing. So thank you for all of you. I could not have been able to do this alone, so I appreciate all your support. And more importantly, if you're watching, do click on the three dots by Chelsea Sessions name. Visit the channel. Be sure to subscribe. Great content there. Believe me, lots of player profiles. And if you don't understand how any of our new players play, check out his channel. You'll see lots of player profile videos there that will help you understand how those players play, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. We want to see him. I like Poch. He beat Man United next season. Let's see what happens. What else do we have here? Congratulations to our incredible community. Together, we will achieve a great success. community power, success together. I agree with you. Yep, 12,000 plus subscribers. That's not easy. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. What else do we have here? And quickly, I want to appeal to those of you that are watching, but for one reason or the other, not able to participate in the chat. Just remember, we value you as much as we value those that are in the chat here. We understand for some reason you cannot. We appreciate you, and we ask you, if you can, just do us one more tiny bitty favor. Please just take a second, drop a like on the stream for us. The likes do go a long way. Thank you so much. I sincerely do appreciate you. Morning, Kuchila. Will you do a Poch special on 1st of July when he will finally be presented to the world? I think it makes sense. And thank you for that suggestion. And that's why we're a community here. I'll do the best I can. Hopefully, there won't be other programs. Excuse me. There won't be other programs that I have scheduled that will be on the way or that will overlap. But I'll see. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate you for saying that. Morning to you all. Keep dropping the likes. How long again? I'm not sure what that question is for. Big up to you too, Jacob Hughes. I hope you're doing. But more importantly, Kristen, Christo, is that Christo Nothing? I hope you're doing well. Always nice to see you. Big up to you too, Jacob. And this is a Prince Moha saying, big up, Kuchila. It's been long. I hope you're okay. I'm doing well. Just had to take a bit of a break, 3 days break in total. Up to Chelsea community. Yes. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate you, Prince Mohas. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We will start to get into the items we have lined up one by one and address them. And if anytime you have a question, just make sure the question is aligned with the current topic. And once we start addressing the items we have lined up, be sure that whatever you have in the comment section is aligned with the current topic. Otherwise, I will skip your comment. But that's, by the way, let's move on. But more importantly, keep dropping the likes on the stream. Already we have 28 likes. That's a good sign. We did, I think we gathered 155 likes yesterday, and I believe we can do that. Although today's show will most definitely be shorter. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along when the man says, Coach, I thought Alba is leaving. He will most definitely leave. How far with Caicedo? I'm afraid Man U wants Caicedo. He wants a Chelsea, and Chelsea said does not have the money to pay. We're not going to pay that much money. We'll get to that in a bit. Just keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 28 likes. And Glenn 10, my bro, I was going to get into the items we have lined up, but whenever I see you, respect to you, an OG here and a big supporter of the channel. Glenn 10. I've told you this. I just cannot say it the way I used to say it when it was just Glenn. But the fact remains, Glenn 10 is an awesome nickname. Big up, Coach, and everyone else. Congratulations on 12K to all of us. Yep, to all of us. Also known as the average Etihad attendance. So you have to tie it to the Etihad attendance. But more importantly, nice to see you. What is the latest on Mount transfer? We will get to that in a bit. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And Mr. Troublemaker saying good morning to you too. I hope you're doing well. Right now, let's start addressing the items one by one. I hope you're all ready for it. First item here says Kai Havertz to Arsenal is done. That's a reference in Politico. Arsenal haven't announced that themselves. So this is just, I think Politico is a Portuguese outlet. I'm not sure, but I think I can trust them. I think they've I think they have something else that I follow them and believe, and then they end up being correct. I don't. That's not me saying they will always be correct, but this is believable given the fact that Mikel Arteta also, you could say inadvertently, revealed that yes, they are actually on the verge of completing the signing of Kai Havertz. As much as I would like to say, I hope he does well for them. I completely recognize that the signings that Arsenal have made from Chelsea haven't really worked out for them, especially in recent years. But let's see. Yeah, we're moving from that. Let's see if you're in the chat. Anything you want to say with regards to the Kai Havertz imminent transfer to Arsenal, please drop it in the chat, and I'll be happy to read it and see what you have to say with regards to that. Big up to you too, Mr. Troublemaker. Always nice to see you. I wish we could get Edison Alvarez together with Caicedo. Alvarez is headed to, is it Dortmund? Probably sealed by now. I'm not too sure. I didn't follow that. Yes, the highly anticipated day is almost here. Pochettino's unveiling by Chelsea on July 1st is just around the corner. Get ready for something special. I think we'll do a show here, have a good conversation with regards to how well we believe we do. And if you're in the chat, your thoughts, Kai Havertz to Arsenal, you could say it's believable. Yep. That this reports that Kai Havertz to Arsenal is a done deal. It's believable given that he was he's undergone the medicals already. I'm not too sure, but like I said, it's believable. Good morning to you too, Septimus Jimmy. I hope you're doing well. And here, Jump On Entertainment's good day, everyone. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join us today. I appreciate you. And it says, Coach, I kindly joined the request for the much anticipated post special show. Looking forward to a captivating episode that delves into Pochettino's journey at Chelsea. I think it makes sense, and hopefully I have nothing scheduled for that particular date, but I'll check. If not, I'll try and make space. Unfortunately, it won't be the last we'll hear from Kai Havertz. Thank you for the memories. I hope I hope he does equally good like Jorginho did. Good money though. That's good money. And actually, I didn't at any time believe we'd get that much money from selling him, and that's nearly close. That's actually closer to the amount we paid for him. So not a bad deal. And you can say he's done, you can say relatively well for us. We wish Kai all the best. I wish him all the best. And as I've said, unfortunately, signings from Chelsea haven't really done well for Arsenal. For Arsenal in recent years, we have to be fast with Mount this week before July. Let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes. Bye bye, Kai. Kuchila, I hope he does well when he's not playing against us. Let's see what happens there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. A good outgoing for us and good money. Yep, it hasn't worked at Chelsea for him. Even though, if you ask me, I'd say I would have loved us to keep him because he's still very young. But then again, it's a risk since he's refused to sign a new contract. So I'm all for the club letting Kai Havertz go. And I don't care what club he joins, really. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Sincerely do appreciate you all. Let's see what else we have here. I see I'm gonna switch it to the next topic, but let me see if anybody else has anything else to say with regards to the Kai talks. Coach, can you do it on the second or on the third day when you have time? 4th of July is when the players are back for training. Okay, we'll see what we can do. I'll look at those dates you mentioned and then see what I can come up with. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 38 likes. We can do better than that. Let's get more likes. Yeah, lots of news are popping up here. Let's see what else we have here. Let's switch it to the next item we have lined up. And please keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So one more item that I needed to address here before we move it to the next topic. It says Kai Havertz has completed his move to Arsenal, officially signed for Arsenal. Good luck to him. But that's, by the way, I really want to move on from that topic. Except Jimmy, please, I want to know if any progress on the goalkeeper side. We'll get to that in a bit. Rumors are that we're still interested in signing Andre Onana. And actually, a week ago or so, I heard rumors. I read some rumors are saying that we've pulled out of the deal, too expensive for us. But some are saying we're still interested. And rumors are we're preparing a bid for Diogo Costa, the Portuguese international, who's the goalkeeper for FC Porto. But let's see what happens. I keep dropping the likes on the stream. 4 more days for Pochettino to rest. But I think his ears got busted on the phone all June. I don't think he's been resting, actually. He'd be getting ready. He needs to get to know some of those players that he hasn't worked with. I'm surprised by Chelsea allowing Kai to go to Arsenal. It's business. They're probably the only team willing to pay up. So yeah, so Chelsea want to sell him. Not selling him now is a huge risk. So I hope he does well. But again, when you look at it, the signings that Arsenal have made from Chelsea in recent years haven't really done well for them. Coach, may take a break on the 4th of July holiday, if I'm correct. No. It's a holiday here, but I'm not going to take a break on the day. Just give me 1 second, please. The 4th of July is Veterans Day. I'm not going to take a break. I will honor them here, as usual. But you're correct. It's a holiday here. Let's see what else we have lined up. Big up Coach Eden Havertz 006 in 34 reporting for phase 2 of the mission. Code name Bottle Job. I like that one. I haven't seen you in a while, bro. I hope you're doing well. I hope he becomes an agent for us as usual. Martinez is a good player. He will definitely play well with Nkunku. But my problem with him is he wants the glory only for him. I don't know why you're saying that. And do we really need Martinez? I do not think we need Martinez. I'm suspicious that there's a chance he will not do well in the Premier League. But here's the thing. It all comes down to what the manager wants. If he wants Lautaro Martinez and the club are able to get it for him, let's see. Maybe he gets some firing on all cylinders in the Premier League. But that's just my opinion. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 43 likes. We're shooting for 100 plus. I like Diogo Costa. I like him so much. He's a fine player. Any Caicedo updates, we'll get to that in a beat. And that is from Lindan Esperon. Relax. Take a seat and relax. We get there in a bit. Yes, 4th of July is not a holiday in London. I know. And CFC announced that the training will begin on the 4th of July. No holiday pot style, but it's a holiday here in the US. Hello to you too. Hello, Kim. So I hope you're doing well. Bye, KK. You do well in Saudi Arabia this year. Emiliano Martinez, I want. Let's see, Kim. So well done. And hello to everyone that's in the chat. And Uzama Jesus, I don't know. Have I said hello to you? Getting Caicedo is a must. We've come this far. We have all the access to get it done. Hopefully we get it done. It's something like it's going to be a bit difficult, but I'm confident that we're going to get that one done. Martinez, walk rate off the ball is almost non-existent, which means he's not Pochettino's kind of player. And everything you've seen out there are just all rumors. Independence Day, sorry, I mixed it up. Apologies for that. Not Veterans Day. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with my view on a striker. We should get Kolo Muani. This guy will fit his our team very well. And Mark H, thank you for correcting that. That's what happens when you have so much going on at the same time. But I shouldn't be mixing the Independence Day up with the Veteran Day. But that's right away. We'll move on from that. I'm going to come to you immediately, DJ. How are you doing, bro? Always nice to have you on the panel. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining the show.
Hey, Kuchela, thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure being here. Yeah, I'm well. I hope you had a great weekend. Big up to everyone in the comments as well, by the way.
Yep. We have the KK news lined up here. The first item we address here is Kai Havertz to Arsenal. We're hearing that it's done. We can't change that. I don't know if you want to talk about that, or should we talk about Koulibaly? Up to you. I'm going to give you time to change it, then we can move on.
Nah, listen, we all knew the Kai Havertz deal was happening. It was just a matter of when the deal was going to go through. Good luck to him. Obviously still gutted that he's gone, but it's what it is. And good luck to him in his good luck to him next move with the rival club. I hope it doesn't work out. I just hope it doesn't work out. But hey, knowing Kai and seeing what this guy will eventually do, I think it will do. But yeah, it's happened. It's happened. Good luck to him. As to Koulibaly, again, obviously gutted. It was only for one season with him. I thought maybe one more, maybe he could have just given an opportunity for another season, but it wasn't the case. And obviously we need to get players off the books for FFP rules and to obviously bring players in. So smart business by our club, I guess, in that way.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's smart business, and I think him leaving, probably the club deciding to sell him, because it comes down to his salary. That's how I view it, because he's actually one of our better defenders at the time where everyone was crappy. He did well. He tops in the passing department. He's actually one of our top passers. But unfortunately, people don't see football that way. They don't see beyond the surface level, and lots of finger pointing at the time. Good luck to him. And here he says, from my first game to my last, it was an honor to wear this badge. Last season wasn't the one we wanted, but I want to thank the fans and everyone at the club for your support. And this is a good opportunity for him. Had he stayed in Europe, I don't think he'd make anywhere close to how much he'd been making in Saudi Arabia right now. So good luck to him. A good professional also. You should see Rhys James's message, farewell message for Caicedo Koulibaly. I think he did well. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that. My view on striker, we should get Kolo Muani. I've read that. Right now, we're talking about Caicedo Koulibaly. Let's keep the topics aligned. As much as I like to interact with you, usually, it can be exhausting. The switching between topics like this doesn't help. KK has been nothing but respectful, in my opinion. Even though it didn't work out, he handled everything with respect, didn't complain that much. And I think he did. For me, I don't think he did as bad as most people are, making it out to be. I have reservations about Lautaro Martinez and his performance in the World Cup was disappointing and far from impressive. Moreover, he's struggled to maintain consistency throughout his career. Please, let's keep the topics aligned so that you don't exhaust me before time. Who from Saudi Arabia wants Alba? I'm not too sure what club, but they wanted him. But he didn't want to go there. I think he was hoping to go back to Barcelona. But Barcelona, I think they signed a few players and also that they don't have space for him. I love to move Bolly making this season. I cannot wait to see Jackson in action. I think Jackson would do well. Aubameyang is more proper Chelsea than Mason Mount. Okay. I think you can say he handled this himself well from the way the whole thing went for him. Koulibaly wanted to be the security of the team. And Al-Hilal is good for Koulibaly. Good money. I don't think he'd be able to make such money anywhere else in the world. It's Saudi, and plus he's not getting any younger. Do you think we should sell Mount, especially to Man United? I don't care where he goes. The more importantly is that he wants to leave. And that's how I see it. Can I confirm that? No, I'm not too sure. There are conflicting reports. Some are saying that he's actually always wanted to stay at Chelsea, but that's not believable. If you read everything else we're going to see out there, you get confused, if anything. This is from Zubairu Rahman says that Koulibaly's wage was his biggest enemy under the new regime. That's the thing. I think I feel the same too. Italian reports suggesting Inter will now consider a loan with obligation to buy for Lukaku. If with an obligation, yeah, then I'm willing to do business with them. Let's see what else we have here. We should have kept Rudiger. Well, he wanted to leave. It's not up to us. And Rudiger, if he really wanted to stay, he would have stayed. But at the time we realized how good he was, he'd already known that if he gets to leave as a free agent, he gets a sign-on fee. It's big money for him, and it's business for all parties involved. All the best for KK. Koulibaly started out badly, but throughout the season, we saw improvements. He actually started well, in my opinion. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. No loan for Inter anymore, but I'd loan Lukaku back to Inter Milan if the deal is with an obligation to buy. If that makes sense. In February 2021 interview, Pochettino emphasized that the formation is of secondary importance and not a crucial factor for achieving success. Yep. Here's the thing. The formation you use, or if you prefer structure you use, comes down to the personnel you have available to you, if that makes sense. He highlighted that the key aspect lies in how players perform both with and without the ball, emphasizing their overall contribution to the game, which means, clearly, Lautaro Martinez, his behavior off the ball, I don't think he'll be a good match for Mauricio Pochettino. KK was class, a big part of why we were a top defense last season. That's what I'm saying. Why people don't see that? Why are people not able to see actually he was one of our best defenders? Go look at the numbers. Look at the statistics. That's one of our top defenders, one of our top passers of the ball. In some other departments also, he done well for us. But unfortunately, one mistake and he's a bad player, or he failed at Chelsea. That's how people see it. But here's the thing, like somebody said in the chat already, his biggest problem on doing it, you can say, if that's the language you prefer, is his salary. I hope Mount and Havertz take their current 2022-2023 form into their new new roles and continue to into the fans sitting in Rosie and destroy all the woodwork at Old Trafford and in the Emirates, respectively. Here's the thing, I'm just gonna say, because I try to be nice always. I wish them all. I wish them well. United usually players they've signed for us have done relatively well for them. Example: Juan Mata and Matic. But for Arsenal, it hasn't worked for them. That's all I'm going to say for now. As much as I want Kai to do well, but thank you for saying that, and I like that one. The obligation to buy is a trap. You need to play a selected amount of games for it to activate. What if Inter don't play him to not buy him? Wow, I think that's a good point. So we shouldn't actually consider dealing with Inter anymore. But yeah, we should try to sell him to someone else. I think that's an intelligent contribution there, a delicious one at that from King. So and the blue beautiful game. I haven't said your name like I like to say it, so I had to say it now. And Mount Proper Snack. Here's the thing. I'm not going to call anybody names because none of us have ever been at the negotiation table with them. We don't know the reason why he's refused to put pen to paper for a new contract. It's everywhere, really. We're now seeing the real faces of these players. You can't argue. Some of them are jumping the ship. But here's the thing. I think Kai leaving down to his salary too. Because we saw, I read a report to the effect of it's either he signs a new contract or the club will sell him. Yeah, the obligation to buy does not need to be conditional on the amount of games played. Okay, but that gives us hope. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, be evil. Good morning, Coach. Good morning to you. 3X Dope. I hope you're doing well. And Thomas Pace, KK's age, salary, and you can say penchant for big mistakes made the move easier. He wasn't Harry Maguire, but he had some blunders, which is very common for new people. You can say that are new in the Premier League. So it's something like that. Judge, look at Griezmann's situation with Atletico Madrid. Keep dropping. Maybe I think it all comes down to you have to agree on certain terms to be included on the contract. You don't just put anything you like on there. Not every player will play at the same level. If they were coming from different leagues. As a Chelsea fan, I believe we should give new players at least 2 years to prove their one. Here's the thing: if you sign the correct players, they will do well. You don't need to give them that much time to adapt. It depends. But I get what you're saying there. But more importantly, you have to sign the right profile of players for things for them not to need that much time to adapt. Hey, Coach, hey to you too. I hope you're doing well. Not yet. Usually shows up pre-planned, but if I see him, I will send you a link. But more importantly, I hope you're doing well. And he wants Coachella out. Okay. We are seeing that summer, but Dan, more importantly, I hope you're doing. And Dan, do share the link to your channel so that people can go check it out. We are seeing that some of these players aren't as proper Chelsea, as they said to be. Here's the thing: Chelsea till I die. Bear this at the back of your mind. It is business for all parties involved. Everybody wants, each party wants what's best for them. The club probably wants to save a lot of money. Mason Mount would like, or Kai Havertz, they want more money. It's what they do for a living. And as an individual, if you're looking for a job, wouldn't you go to the highest paid, organization that will pay the organization that will pay you more? If that makes sense. Good morning to you too, Lenfield. I hope you're doing well. I feel Bowley should change his mind and accept 55. Look, there's still a long way to go, and United haven't walked away. But let's see what happens. And when was the last time you saw Kai pulling off skills and going past his man? Here's the thing: we've moved on beyond Kai. We'll have Koulibaly on the screen right now. Koulibaly was a Senegalese Maguire. No, I think it's way better than Harry Maguire. He accepted a 30 for Kovacic. Kovacic is not that young anymore. Kovacic is approaching 30. Is he 30 already? How old is he?
Who's that? Koulibaly? Mateo Kovacic? Yeah, I think he's 20. He's 20. He's going to be 29.
Okay, he's going to be 29. Okay. Yeah. So that's the difference. Mount is still 24. So Kovacic is 29. So age is a factor when selling players. Chelsea going for Osimhen. I heard that too. Good morning, Coach, and everyone. Welcome back from your trip. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. A lot of people. Always nice to see you, Lemfield. Let's see what else we have here. Chelsea, thank you so much for liking. Marcio, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Let's see, Mount rejected. No, there's no way to confirm that. Those are just rumors. No way to confirm how much he was offered and how much he rejected. None of us has ever been at the table, negotiation tables with them. This is just people, you can say the media, you can say pushing rumors or stuff, or they know that we'll suck up to, because we're desperate for information with regards to what's going on with our club. I pray Havertz doesn't become a Salah or a Mount and De Bruyne. Let's see what happens. Kovacic is 29. Thank you. I would have been willing to give Koulibaly another year. He doesn't actually need another year to start doing as well as you expect him to do. For me, he didn't do that bad. Again, but I'm not going to get into that. We're selling too much players too quickly, which is what the club have always wanted to do. Onyat Godfrey says, "Hey, Coach, who is buying players now? Is it Koulibaly or the coach? Because last season he made mistakes by buying players who don't fit in coach's formation. Here's the thing: even last season, I don't for one second believe the players we bought were his and sole decision. If that's the language, again, for lack of a better term, to explain what I'm trying to say here." The manager, Thomas Tuchel, had the hand in choosing players. They didn't just go into the market and decided to sign certain players. And that's especially true now that we have structures in place. We have footballing people in, you can say, important areas that will help, that helps the club make good decisions with regards to what players we sign. So, yeah, I don't believe that for a second. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Let's see, how legit is a source regarding love to seek to AC Milan? We'll get to that in a bit. Hi to you too, Emmanuel. I hope you're doing well. Coach, I ain't been doing a show for a while. I saw also a lot of subs on YouTube, but big up, my brother. Okay, we'll talk privately. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We'll move to the next topic, and please try as much as you can to keep the topics aligned. Otherwise, I'm going to skip your contribution in the chat. Right, I don't know whether to believe this one, DJ. This here says Andre Onana remains Chelsea #1 target, replace Edouard Mendy, but a competition from Manchester United could first force them to pay Diogo Costa release clause. That sounds like another Kepa Arrizabalaga situation where we wanted Alisson, the Liverpool goalkeeper, and the Liverpool, you can say, I don't know if it'd be right to say they bamboozled us, or maybe they hijacked it from us, and we went ahead and paid the release cost for Kepa Arrizabalaga. I don't know whether to believe this, but how about you, DJ? What do you make of the news?
Yeah, just can I answer one question for you first, Coach? Just regarding Koulibaly. There was a comment in the section saying Koulibaly is the English Harry Maguire.
No, the Senegalese Harry Maguire.
Okay,
Harry Maguire, yeah.
Utter nonsense, that is. He's 10 times the player Harry Maguire is. He's a better player any day of the week.
Way better, yeah.
I just want to say that's all. On the Onana situation, listen, it looks like the situation with Andrew Onana is that, for our understanding, is that Chelsea apparently have walked away from the deal. They're no longer interested now. Apparently, they're going to look at other options, or
yeah, are you there, DJ? Did we lose you?
There's a possibility that Kepa may be. They're actually quite a reliable source in Italy, so they're not what I call one of the fake accounts or one of the rubbish accounts. Usually they are right with some of the stuff they say, but from my understanding is Andrew Onana is very much a United target, and it looks like that they're trying to, behind the scenes, there's a deal. Apparently they've already met with the player, the players' representatives. He's actually keen on the move to United. But it's the money, it's the price that they're at the moment. Currently, they're being priced out of a move for him because they're currently asking for too much money for him, and that is why United won't pay it. And obviously, Inter need to sell. There's going to be some players they'll be keeping at the football club. One of those players is Lautaro Martinez. They don't want to lose him. By him and Bastos, I think, is the other player they want to try and keep at the club. They don't want to lose those two main players. but they will be happy to listen for offers for Onana, from what my understanding is. And again, it's got to be the right price for him. So I can't see him coming to Chelsea. I think Chelsea have currently walked away from that. But Chelsea HQ, who's actually put that on there, again, if you see him, he's actually, whoever they are, they're actually quite reliable as well on what they say. So there may be still something in the deal. But I've got a feeling it's going to be between us at the end of the day. I think it's going to be between Diogo Costa we're going to look at, or we're going to look at the goalkeeper from Valencia. I don't want to butcher his name. Is it Valencia or Villarreal? I can't even get his name. He's
Mamadashvili.
Yeah, Mamadashvili, yeah, whatever it is.
Oh my God!
Oh God, my brother! Seriously,
that's really. I think it was Rodrigo that taught me how to pronounce it correctly. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's the two goalkeepers we're currently looking at the moment, from my understanding. So, Onana.
When you say that 75 million euros, is too much for Diogo Costa. I think. If you convert it to pounds, it comes down to 65. Do you think it's an okay price, or do you think it's too high?
But then you see how I look at it. Then Kuchilla is you can get probably Onana for around about 60 million euros, or sorry, around about 50 million euros, which is around about 40 million, right? So I don't understand why we don't even look at Onana. He would be a cheaper option. He's a good goalkeeper. If you're looking at his age, he's what, 27 years old? He's still got a way to go. I think he could come in and do a good job for us, but for whatever reason, Chelsea have walked away from the deal.
I think probably there were rumors saying Onana's preference is to join Man United to play under Ten Hag, his manager, who was his manager at Ajax.
Correct. That's correct.
That may well be the case, because usually when club sense that a player doesn't want to come to them, they're probably better off looking elsewhere. And I think we've learned to do that. Once we sense a player doesn't want to come to us, we usually move on from that particular player. I think it's a good thing to do, really. But go ahead, you were saying something.
Yeah, no, that's that. I guess in that kind of way, yeah, I get that. I can understand if that is the case. He wants to go and play for United, and that's it. His mind is just to go to United. If he was to actually come out and say he wants to go there, and that's it because of Ten Hag, then we walk away from it. But what God of Frogs is just saying, big up to God of Frogs, by the way, in the comments. This Villa, he's about 6'6". He's massive. I mean, he'll be an ideal goalkeeper to bring in. I'll tell you what, if we're looking for a goalkeeper with height, the only thing I doubt with him at the moment is he can't doubt with him. He's a good shot stopper. It's just using his feet. I mean, that's the only thing about him at the moment. Is I don't know. Goalkeepers have now got to learn how to play out from the back with their feet.
You have to.
That's the only thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and if you're God of Frost, can you tell us how good is he with his feet? But go ahead, DJ, if you were still talking. Sorry.
No, it's okay, bro. That's what I was going to say. That's all it was. I think he's, from what I've seen of him and the highlights I've seen of him, the clip I've seen of him and watching games of him play. When I've seen him play, he's not always that great with his feet, but his shot stopping is second to none. He's excellent because he's got the height, he's got the frame. He's a kind of goalkeeper that I'll probably say any Premiership club amongst the top probably would look at because of his height, and he's young as well. So then I'm looking at the situation. We're going to go for someone like him. We've got Gabriel Slanini still to come back in that team as well. Where's he going to get his opportunity if we do go and sign another younger goalkeeper? So you look at it's a situation. It's a weird situation to be in. I think Diogo Costa, I think he's around about 20, 21. Again, another young goalkeeper. So again, it looks like we are looking at younger goalkeepers. Out of the two, because of height, I would say I won't butcher his name again. Him, and but in terms of playing feet, I'd probably say Costa's better, and he's got a good, and he's also good in obviously good at shot stopping as well. Yeah.
Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. Greetings, Coach and Matthew. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Chelsea still. Chelsea till I die. Okay, just having a conversation there. And the God of Frogs says, read that Manchester United are trying to say, though. I don't know how whether to believe that or not. The reason being quoted as to why they decided to go for Caicedo is because they're not able to sign Mason Mount because it's too expensive. Is Caicedo the cheaper version? I don't know. And these are two. You could say different profile of players, so it just doesn't make sense. Maybe they want him for another position, not really as a Mount alternative. But let's see what happens. more importantly, what I like more importantly is the fact that Caicedo, he wants to join us. He's agreed personal terms with us. He just saw finding an agreement with Brighton. But again, let's see. Hopefully, it doesn't get to to a point where it would be desperate and will agree to Brighton. Brighton's you could say factoring Levi Colwell into the deal, and then he becomes a Brighton player. But let's see what happens. Let me catch up with what we have in the chat. Big up, guys. Give me a Chelsea updates apart from Jackson. Dusan again, and others. We'll get to them in a bit. Stay there. We'll can address all those names you mentioned there. It is said it is sad to see players like KK that players like KK has to leave while we're still holding on to players like Chilwell. I'm not sure why you're mentioning that, but I'm not going to get into an argument with you. You're entitled to your opinion. I like Koulibaly, but I can understand why the club have decided to let him go. For me, it is down to his salary. Why aren't we going after the Leicester City players, considering their situation? I think we've talked about that a bit. Please keep the topics aligned. That's how we roll these days. If it can, as much as I like interact with you, going back and forth topics or switching topics like this in just seconds, it can be exhausting. I enjoy interacting with you, but it doesn't help when going back and forth a topic like that. I still hope we get another goalkeeper. Let's see. I think we'll have to get another goalkeeper. I don't think we're going to the season with just Kepa Arrizabalaga and Gabriel Slonina. Slonina is still way too young and probably will end up going out on loan, but I don't know. The club knows what they have to do. Mamadasville is a giant goalkeeper. Yeah. And Jesus, does he need to duck? He needs to duck and go.
Only Glenn. Big up to Glenn.
That's a solid argument. If it's that tall, honestly, how is he able to stand there?
How's he gonna duck?
Oh my goodness, it's like 6'6", but I don't know much about him. My concern is how good is he on the ball. And Victor and Chelsea need to solve this Mount problem. That boy deserves better. He's paid his dues. What I see is 250K. It's not unreasonable. If we pay Koulibaly so much, why not Mount? I didn't get it. I don't think the issue has, again, I don't think the issue is with his salary. Even his camp did release a statement saying it's not about his salary, actually. There are other aspects of the contracts, contract negotiations that's been a problem. That have been a problem that I don't know. And yeah, I'm sure you don't know either. Big up to you too, Adebayo and Mark Ju. Always nice to see you. I appreciate you, brother. Let's okay, Lucky Sin is here again. Inter were asking far too much money for Onana and also wanted Lukaku for cheaper loan deal. Chelsea didn't want to be held to ransom, hence they walked away. And I agree. I do the same too. I wouldn't. Here's the thing. Every time we talk about Lukaku, Inter Milan wanting him on a cheap, it just doesn't make sense. We paid them something north of £100 million, loaning to them. And then we've been paying a large chunk of his salary. And then again, they came back to us wanting a discount on a discount. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. But thank you for saying that. We want our youth players to reach world-class status before we can give them a chance. But we keep overlooking this. Here's the thing. I think that changes now. Under the new regime, you will see a path for lots of the youth players, but mostly the young players, you can say the potential signed under the new regime, mainly they will get a chance. But if you're good enough, if you're exceptional, and even if you were signed under the old regime, you still get a chance. Big up to you to Santiago Muno. I hope you're doing well. DJ, I don't know if you had anything else to say, and I held you back, or should we move to the next topic? It's up to you.
No, move to the next topic, Kuchel. That's fine. That's cool with me.
All right, people. Thank you for 65 likes already. I think we're moving really fast with the likes. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible and try to add some cushion on that. Like 150 or so will be okay, because this is not going to be a very long show today. Let's see what else we have lined up here. Just by the way, DJ, quickly, do we okay? ask you that question, and you think it's too much for to pay that much money for what's his name, Diogo Costa, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think, mate. I mean, listen. I would love him to come to Chelsea. To be honest with you, as you know, I do follow a lot of the Portuguese football, and he's probably one of the best. He's probably one of the best goalkeepers around, and if we can get him, it'd be fantastic. But as I said, I've got a feeling though Chelsea may end up being prized out of that one. But again, we never know. If any stranger things can happen, Chelsea may decide to go for him. But I think out the both goalkeepers, I think this Manchester Villa, whatever his name is, will be
Villa.
Yeah, Moises Villa. Yeah, he'll be a cheaper option out of the two. But I would say if we can get Costa, I'll be happy. I'll be really, really happy.
Diogo Costa, I like him. I think he's a good goalkeeper. Yeah, big up to you to Santiago Muno. I don't believe we should allow Mount to leave at the age of 24. Here's the thing: it's not about allowing him to leave or allowing him to stay. It's him agreeing to put pen to paper for a new contract. But right now, we switch the topics. Please, let's keep the topics aligned. For those of you who have not been here when we've discussed that, please, let's keep the topics aligned. Otherwise, I'm going to skip your comments. It can be exhausting to be switching between topics in seconds like that. Going back to Hunters, Mount gives us a 100% each time he plays. Here's the thing, like I've said, there's more to the situation that we know. Our CFC fans have a lot. And Tune, nice to see you. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Think about it. It's clear that our board owners have ambitions, and the board management know what we need. This is different than CFC 2012 and to 2022. A lot of people haven't come to terms with that. Things have changed. The issue surrounding Mason Mount is not as significant as it may appear at first glance. Okay, firstly, we have effectively managed and resolved several financial matters this month. Okay, what goalkeepers would you prefer out of Mamadasville, Onana, or Diogo? Onana is my preference, but I've heard from what we're reading, Inter are asking too much, and I don't think we can afford that. We're ready to get a pitch. Then who? I'm not sure what to make of that. Again, why not do a swap deal with Mendy for Costa? Mendy wants to go to Saudi Arabia. Now he's actually, that deal is complete actually. Why would Mendy agree to a swap deal when he'd be earning nearly 10,000, nearly 5 times as much as how much any other club would be willing to pay him? Please, again, let's keep the topics aligned. Otherwise, I'm going to start skipping your comments no matter who you are. Secondly, Chelsea is committed to upholding a certain standard and will continue to do so in the future. Considering Mount's exceptional talent, they might be willing to take the risk of retaining him. I don't think Chelsea will be willing to take the risk of retaining him and then living on the free. But we'll get to that in a bit. I've been watching some clips of Mama Desville footwork concerns me that, and I don't get the impression that he commands at the box that well. And thank you for saying that. I cannot see why people are saying if it is not Onana, it might be Diogo Costa. Diogo Costa also, I'm not too sure with regards to his ability on the ball. Osimhen, Caicedo, and Diogo Costa are all great choices in my opinion. They are too costly for one window. All of them. That makes sense. That's a delicious comment right here. And I have to agree with you. Osimhen, I still don't believe we're going to sign him. There are other clubs who are looking to sign him. We have PSG are interested, Manchester United are interested, and these guys, they pay better than us in terms of the structure of their contract. The Chelsea's current new contract format, you can say, is highly incentivized. I don't know if that's a word. Did I even pronounce it correctly? You can say riddled with incentives, and some players don't like it. And a player like Osimhen, I doubt if it come to Chelsea, if you don't make an exception with regards to the construct of our new contract format. But let's see what happens. It's out there. It sounds believable, but I don't think we'll be trying to sign Osimhen. I'd actually be surprised if we go for any big name striker, even Dusan Vlahovic and other big name strikers that we've been linked with. But DJ, your thoughts on the Osimhen links?
Yes, I've seen that in the last couple of, well, it's been for a while, but in the last couple of days it's been picking up this story, hasn't it, about Osimhen. Representatives now are planning to speak to Chelsea as well, or Chelsea are reportedly to speak to representatives of him. But it's a very interesting one. I can't see why discussions can't be made, but as you said, Kuchilla, there are so many other clubs out there that could possibly go and get him. I would love him at Chelsea. You know, I know that I said it from the beginning. I'd love Osimhen at Chelsea. I think he'd be excellent for us. But I think we're looking around about 120 million in total to get him to Chelsea. But whether Chelsea can work that out in payments and how they do the installments of payments is another thing. But we all know how the Napoli owner is. He's not a very easy guy to deal with. And I think he's going to want like half of that money up front rather than it being in installments. So it'll be a difficult deal to do. I won't say it's not hard not to do.
They actually have a new contract extension on the table for him. I don't know if you've heard that. Napoli has and De Laurentiis himself did speak publicly with regards to that, saying they hope they believe he's going to sign it, and for them to let him go, they get something you can say out of this world before letting him go. But go ahead.
He's turned that up. He's turned that down, by the way, Kuchilla. He doesn't want to sign it.
He doesn't want to sign the extension.
He doesn't want to sign it. He doesn't want to sign it. No, he wants to move. And again, it's going to be interesting. As I keep saying, it's going to be money at the end of the day. And I think we all know, as you said, De Laurentiis, he's a very, very hard businessman to deal with. And you know, if any club, I'm not just talking about Chelsea, any club, including your PSGs, your Real Madrid, whoever it might be out there, right? Yeah, they'll find it very difficult to deal with him. But if the player wants to leave, and I know he might be under contract, but if the right price, I think, offer comes in for him, I think he'll go. I think he will leave. But as I said, it'll be difficult for Chelsea because obviously we can't offer him Champions League football. But again, like someone, so you don't always need to be.
We can't pay him like the other clubs are able to pay him, and that's an issue for us. Which means we'll most likely be seeing lots of younger signings that are they just want to come to Chelsea because it's Chelsea. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, but what I will say though is, do not. Obviously, I want him as first, but do not. And I'll say this one: do not rule out Vlahovic coming to Chelsea. So I'll say on that one. Don't rule that one out.
Why do you say that?
Let's just say that I wouldn't rule it out. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, let's just leave it at that.
I'll tell you off air, but yeah. All
right, no problem. I know you're well connected, so I always believe you when you bring transfer news. My prayer to Chelsea club to succeed players needed, e.g. Caicedo, Kudus, and goalkeeper Maignan. Things are going to become better next season. Maignan is not coming to Chelsea. He's actually said he doesn't want to come to Chelsea. Since Chelsea is not playing Champions League, it will be difficult to match United and PSG salaries since they are in the Champions League. Plus, they're paid better in terms of, the structure of their salaries. Without Mamadasville, Valencia was already being relegated. I think Osimhen is too expensive. The guy played for who a few years ago. Okay, and what I see from them back, he plays always for counter. So that may well be an issue. But here's the thing. My argument has always been that he's not. I'm not too sure whether he's Pochettino's type of player. But if we sign him, he's still very young and can adapt. The problem is always when you're signing an older player and expecting him to tweak the way they play, then you have a problem. Pep has proven, for instance, a prime example being Erling Haaland at Man City. I know Man City had to adjust the way they play to accommodate him, but he himself has actually become even better in terms of participating in the play and all that. Jumper says we need a player like Osimhen. He's the complete package. I wouldn't say he's the complete package. He's your stereotypical number 9. In terms of his ability to drop deep and participate in the play, I'm not too sure. I still have to see him more to see if that's the case, but he's still young and can adapt. Big up to you, Chelsea, all the way. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining the show. Chelsea to leave out Osimhen because the guy is expensive for nothing. Yet we have already found Jackson better. Gabriel, Kudus, okay. I think Jackson will be, again, he's a good addition. And I'm not too sure whether the club will still go for a big name striker, but that is just my opinion. I don't work for the club and I don't have an insider that keep tell me that we should not spend a crazy money for Osimhen. The way we're moving is to spend wisely. And I don't think we'll be spending that much money. I like Osimhen, but the 120 million is way too much. We cannot sign every $100 million player. We will have to wait and get Kane on a free. Even on a free, I don't think Kane comes to Chelsea. But I don't want to get into that. Salary is based on job requirements, e.g., number of matches per season. Yep, I agree with you. Let's see. According to law, Chelsea are waiting to sign Caicedo in July, as they don't want to disturb their closing financial statement for June for FFP. They're waiting for another fiscal year. But thank you for saying that, Code Web. And Osimhen is too expensive. Chelsea can sign Anthony in the future. And Sofian, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Apologies. Sofian Gore, should I say Sofian Gore? But thank you for joining. Here's the thing. Ivan Toney, I wouldn't want my club near him, given his record. Who bets against his own team? I don't trust him. I'd rather buy Moises Caicedo than get to see me too much pressure on that deal. Ben Jacobs told about Vlahovic, because the chance will be that Napoli will overprice Victor Osimhen. Oh yeah, it's not even certainly they will. He will be overpriced, if you understand. Jackson is a good buy. Would have been 100 million if he had joined another Italian club. Yeah, and then we want him. So it's a good scouting work from our scouting department, and I appreciate the work they did there. I get it. He's still a bit raw, but it takes. Again, if the more he plays, you can say the more polished he'd become. Our fans need to stop overrating our signings before they even kick the ball. Okay, you just set them up for failure. Not too much pressure. Napoli are asking for about 150 million euros. That's north of 100 million pounds. Correct me if I'm wrong. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with Osimhen can drop to the middle, hold up play, and also can dribble on 1-on-1. I think he can play possession-based team too. I didn't know that. Maybe I have to look closer to. Even though I've watched him play, you can say play severally for the Nigerian national team. Maybe I've not been paying attention that well. I hope he can. But here's the thing, more importantly, my argument has always been he's still young and can adapt. This past season has really scared, has really scarred, this fan base. If we wouldn't want to spend that much money, that much before, we would be all in for Osimhen. You could argue that's the case. If we could get Kane, that would be some very delicious news. But unfortunately, it will never happen. Toney is a PK taker, and I think Bueno creates more than him. Let's see. Marcus Thuram is free. I still need a goalkeeper. Marcus Thuram isn't free.
Yep, he's not anymore.
Marcus Thuram has joined Inter, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, Luis right now, Thuram has joined Inter. Go ahead, DJ, if you were saying something.
No, but I was just answering I thought you were asking me the question. I thought you were saying is Marcus Thuram has answered, has joined Inter Milan. So yeah, he has. He's joined Inter Milan. That's why this whole Lukaku situation is getting a bit awkward at the moment.
Because they're not too serious about Lukaku. They have a younger replacement for him.
Yeah. How you put that?
I didn't mean to come out across that way.
Yeah. In other words, Lukaku is so useless. Kick him to the side. Yeah, they want to go for a younger version, but a better player. In fact, I wouldn't even call him a Lukaku. A better player that will score goals.
But I'm quite sure you got the point. I prefer Atalanta striker than Ivan Toney. Atalanta striker is that the one they say that he plays like Erling Haaland.
Yeah, the young Danish striker.
I've forgotten his name.
It's not coming to me, but all I know is Manchester United have got very strong links to him at the moment. But whether that will happen, I don't know.
And rumors are that they're the favourite to sign him.
That's right, they are.
Yeah,
he's a good. He's a good Amazon. He looks good.
Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. You want to be up there? You pay the price of Osimhen. Forearm striker will be goodbye. And here's the thing: the most underrated striker, one of the most underrated strikers in the Premier League, actually, is the Aston Villa striker. What's his name? And I like him so much. Oh my gosh,
who's one?
Aston Villa striker.
Oh, yeah.
The Englishman.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. The one who was linked with Chelsea long ago. We almost got him.
Whoever will come in, Chelsea will be happy because it's a tough race with our competitors. I think that's a good way. I firmly believe that the most crucial opposition for us is Pochettino, and everything else will naturally fall into place. I agree with you. Granting him a complete autonomy, authority, and the freedom to lead. Well, Ollie Watkins, that was the name I was looking for, will undoubtedly bring about a remarkable transition. We're talking about Osimhen right now, but I'm just respecting some people and still reading their comments. Let's keep the topics aligned. I like interacting with you, but it can be exhausting to be switching between topics like this within seconds. It takes the brain to process the new information each time you switch. A better replacement, Lukaku in the mud. Honestly, if we're being honest, Marcus Thuram is the more complete of the two players. Napoli dropped asking price to 120 million euros, which may be less than 100 million. Do the mathematics. I'm not too sure. But let's see if it's also signing, which means that the manager has looked at him and believes he can get him to start firing. And also, if we can make over 300 million on player sales, then Osimhen is attainable. If not, there's no chance. But let's see what happens. Højlund, that's the name of the kid we're talking about, I believe. Thank you for saying that. They want 60 to 70 million for that young striker. Because they believe he's the real deal. Højlund is the name, and that's how you spell it. That's the correct spelling there. Yep. And Chinedu, one day, thank you for spelling it correctly. Ollie Watkins was the name I was looking for. If Chelsea can get Victor Osimhen and Moises Caicedo, then know that Chelsea will rise again. But I'm still skeptical as to whether Osimhen is Mauricio Pochettino's type of striker. I don't think he is, but I have strong belief that if we sign him, he can adapt because he's still very young. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. A Villa striker is not young and probably reached his ceiling. How old is Ollie Watkins right now?
I think he's around about 24, 25. I'm not sure. I think about that now. Might be even younger than that. Let me just double check that for you guys. I think he's around about 24 now. People in the comments might be able to get that before I get it. It probably be. I think he's around about 24.
Let me see. Ollie Watkins.
Here we are. He is. He's 20. Oh, I tell a lie. He's actually older than that. He's 27.
He's 27. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I thought he was younger, man.
Yeah. So Tune is correct. Villa striker is not that young anymore, but 27 isn't bad. He's got the experience. Watkins. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Ollie Watkins. Oh dear. No thanks.
Oh,
they don't like him. I think he's underrated. I think in a team like Chelsea, surrounded by better players, I think he'd do what. That's just my belief. Højlund has the heaviest first touch I've ever seen. Osimhen gives us athleticism up front. We need that. Okay, I think we need more than just athleticism on that. Mauricio Pochettino. Honestly, you'd have to be able to participate in the play, drop deep, and all that. But let's see. I've been talking about Osimhen for 2 seasons now. Coach, God, give me some eyes that is able to spot players that will make it. I think he's a good striker. The question is, does he fit the way? Again, we all know, lots of us know. For me, I know how Pochettino likes to approach the game, but that's just my opinion. I want Osimhen versus Haaland. Okay, not Haaland, but let's see. Osimhen is definitely one with the right club and manager. Coach, apologies. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. I'm just probably, but I still enjoy reading your comment anyway. After 5 days long, I had the pleasure of enjoying the show, and with Poch's arrival, the bridge just around the corner. My enthusiasm is soaring. I know, bro. So no worries. Let's keep calm and embrace the magic that awaits us. I think we'll do well next season. And Mark X's goals, Osimhen 18, 10, 18, 31 goals. Martinez 9, 21. 19, 25, and 28. That's how many is? That's each per season. So is that Lautaro Martinez? I'm guessing that's Lautaro Martinez. Osimhen. Okay, 31. Okay, not bad. Yeah, but it's hard to break down if people don't understand that for each of the past previous years. We need him at the United. King Solomon, okay, if you can pay up, you can take him, but I don't think we're going to be paying that much money. We need a goalkeeper badly. I keep having dreams of Casemiro long shot goal that cost us the league title. Wow, some argument right there. Definitely, Jerry, considering the season. Anything else you want to add, or should we move on?
For me, no, just that comment on what John Webber's just saying about the long shot. Yeah, it's true. I always have that fear about Kepa when he's in the goal. Unfortunately, either corner, mate, either top corner, mate, and it's done from long distance. You're done. You know he's done. He's done out here. Yeah, the ball's. You know, they say Romeo done. He's done. Kepa done. Yeah, if the ball goes to the top right hand corner or the top left hand corner, yeah, from a long distance, you just know Kepa's going to be beaten, mate. So yeah, that's spot on with a great. That's a sweet comment there by John Webb, and he's spot on with it, by the way.
And Mark H, can you explain the way you put the numbers is a bit confusing because I'm not too sure what you're referencing. Is it assists and goals, or is this goals per season from the previous how many seasons? 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. Can you elaborate so that we can understand that contribution right there? I'm sure it's something important, but it's difficult to understand given that they're not labeled, just the names. We need him. That one, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Martinez isn't good enough for the Premier League. I'm suspecting that, and everything we've heard, you can argue, are all rumors. Some are saying that the manager's preferences are Dusan Vlahovic. Some are saying it's Lautaro Martinez, and some are saying that the club are also serious about getting Victor Osimhen. So we're not too sure until it happens. Vlahovic, Martinez, Osimhen, choose one, all same price. Honestly, wow. Here's the thing. That's a difficult one, really. Wow. Here's the thing.
Osimhen
I'm not sure what to do that. You could argue Osimhen will be the most suitable for the Premier League. But the question is, will he be suitable for the manager's preferred approach, which is the most important question, really. My only argument is that he's still young and can adapt. That's what I think. But let's see what happens. We need a clinical finisher, and there's no way to tell actually whether we're serious about getting those team here. You can say, if anything, the stories that sound that I've read that this sound as if they're more serious for me is the links. The rumors are linking us with a move for Dusan Vlahovic. For something as DJ have said on the panel here, but I'm not going to go into that because he didn't elaborate. I prefer Vlahovic over Martinez. Wow. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along, but I will not risk Vlahovic for big money. That's a good argument too. Osimhen, for me, will win the league. Target man or traditional number 9. That's what we need. But even if we get, you can say anybody that operates as a traditional number 9, as long as they're able to drop deep and participate in a beat in a play and able to create chances for their teammates, I think that would do. That's the sort of number 9 Mauricio Pochettino prefers to play with. Go ahead, DJ.
I'll be honest with you, mate. If you were to ask me to choose between Lautaro Martinez and Ramos from Benfica, I'd choose Ramos any day of the week.
Gonzalo Ramos?
Yes, what a striker he is, man. And I'm not just saying because of the Portuguese factor within me. I'm just saying because he's a top striker. And I tell you, he comes to if any club in the Premiership can get him, I think he'll do really, really well. I think again, I don't know how much it's going to cost money wise, but he's another one. He's another one I'd probably say to look out for. Whether it'll come to the Premiership this season or not, I don't know. But we know how Benfica, they won't sell all their good players. But I tell you what, if anyone can go after, if anyone wants, if anyone's looking for a good striker like that, I'll choose him as well. I think he's any day of Lautaro Martinez any day of the week.
Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 13 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. Kepa is not good enough a long distance shot. He is afraid. I prefer Slonina than Kepa Arrizabalaga. Wow, some comment there from Kamara. Martinez is not the way to go for us because he's not very clinical. Kai Havertz to Arsenal to announcement yet. Okay, not sure. Julian Alvarez would have been an absolute dream signing. He falls into the category of those tantalizing what if possibility. I think he's the thing. I think Julian Alvarez would have been a good, again, Mauricio Pochettino's type of number 9. But unfortunately, I don't think he leaves as Man City, at least not this year, not this window. We needed to get Caicedo now before Manchester United hijack. If they want to hijack him and pay 80 million plus, let them go ahead. I was thinking about Julian the other day, rather him than Martinez, but he's not coming. Let's see what else we have. Ramos is the man. Gonzalo Ramos. I pick Ramos too. I think Ramos is a fine player. Ramos is way better than Martinez, he says. And can we try maybe Andy Carroll? His Premier League proven.
What? Oh my God. Who said that? Is that Mr. Troublemaker who said that?
Yeah, I think he's just joking.
I know he must be. Big up to that.
And big up to you, my bro Tabejo. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. And if you haven't, people, please click on the 3 dots by Tabejo's name. Go check out his channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. No Kane. Let's see. Bring Mitrovic from Fulham. Mitrovic actually wants to play for Chelsea. He said that he was at the bridge during the game and he was interviewed. He said, yes, he would love to play for Chelsea. And I wouldn't mind having him as a squad player. Bally. Okay, keep dropping the likes on the stream. Big up to you, to Kishon, my bro. Always nice to see you. I thought Ramos was one United would go after. Why isn't anyone coming for him? I'm not too sure. Probably too expensive as usual. It's Benfica. Simon Phillips at Chelsea moved for Mike Nayon. Is that new? All players are good, but because of a tight races, Chelsea officials should put enough effort to get players that they want. Also, balance of their books. Balance in the books. You just mentioned something that's going to make it difficult for us to sign players because we cannot match the salaries that all the clubs are offering at this point, if that makes sense. I'm not sure how it's a free start for you. With Enzo, Nkunku, Madrid, Hall, and Osimhen, we will start to rise again. I hope that happens. Osimhen is by far the best amongst them. He can run behind, link up player, score with his head, and also I like him. But the price is too much. These Italian teams want to sell high to us and buy cheap from us. Wow. Let's see. Chelsea and Man United going head to head on Moises Mount issue. Man United showing interest in Caicedo, hiking his price in return. Chelsea showing interest in Osimhen, one of United's targets. Jack Hatch. Okay. Thank you for that. I can now. Rise RRC set to move to AC Milan. I'm hearing that they've reignited their interest in RRC and it's progressing quite well. Let's see what else we have here. Thanks for the updates. I hope it's not rumors. When it's rumors, you can say everything at this point are all rumors. All of them are all rumors. We just look at them and try to come to a sensible conclusion. Imoneko says, how close is Caicedo? And Diogo Costa, not I wouldn't say close, but for Caicedo, we've agreed personal terms, but we haven't come to an agreement with Brighton. According to Simon Phillips, 1 hour ago. Wow, it's everywhere now again. I prefer one of these strikers, Ramos, Højlund, and Julian Alvarez. Alvarez isn't coming. Chelsea shouldn't be desperate about Mason Mount. He should have been sold yesterday. He has not. He has no heart for the club. We need Moises Caicedo. Okay, let's keep the topics aligned. Otherwise, I'm going to say this for the last time. I'm going to be skipping the comments you have in the chat. Goals was listed by successful seasons. Okay, as I thought, but a lot of people will not understand that in top tier football. Shows Osimhen just broke out. Martinez are very consistent, more experience of the two. So it makes sense now. But thank you for that. One of these days, Coach, I would like us to discuss about our most improved youth players that should be a part of the starting 11. Okay, we'll do that in the pre. I prefer Lukaku to come back. You know he's trolling. I know he's trolling. But that's, by the way. Ty, let's get your thoughts quickly, and thank you for finding the time to join the show here. Which of the strikers do you prefer? We have Osimhen. Some people are suggesting Alvarez of Man City. Gonzalo Ramos also. Some people are suggesting But which of them would you prefer? Which of them do you think we're really looking at? Which of them do you think we can sign if you're there, Ty?
Big up, Ty.
Well, that's the place, eh?
Hola.
I
Come
muy bien, gracias, DJ. Muy bien.
Bravo. Bravo.
I thought this Victor Osimhen thing was gone, but obviously it's not. His price tag is the only indication for me of why we should really approach him. But I guess if what the reports say are true, then maybe find a way around that. But I at this point I don't know how likely that is. Um, I've heard about Goncalo Ramos since the World Cup and how he caught a lot of people's eye and what he has done recently. He's a good option, but I think there's some aspects of his game that if you sign him, you're gonna have to give him that level of time to work on. His decision making is still shaky. He has a shot on him, so as a result,
Who are you talking about exactly?
Ramos.
Oh, Gonzalo Ramos. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So in terms of him, because he has a good shot on him, he does take those risks, and instead of making passes when he can make passes, he goes for alone. But there are aspects where he does try to create, so he's not selfish completely. But I do think that there's some aspects of his game that is still not at where you'd want a striker at Chelsea if you want to progress further in your project. So I think right now, based on all the options that are being stated right now, even though I do think that he has some way to go, I think right now the best thing or the best option to me is Ramos. I'm not sure if his price is more than or if it's in the same bracket as Osimhen, but I think in terms of that, I think he's one of the best option. That's just my opinion. I think a lot of people would disagree.
Whatever happened to that Sesko kid from Salzburg? I think he was Benjamin Sesko. We wanted him, or we were interested in signing him, but I think he joined. Let me see. Someone else. I think someone is already having himself. Leipzig. Yeah, okay.
Leipzig.
Yeah. And Usmani Tolo Kamara says he prefers Højbjerg. Sesko is going to Leipzig. Ramos, Osimhen, Kolomwani. These are the options. Are we still interested in Muani?
Mount. So, Ty, you want to answer that one, mate?
I think that interest has died down a bit. I remember. I think I saw some report that he's linked to. So another English club. I don't remember which club it was. I think he was linked to
Manchester United, mate. Manchester United, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think that interest has cooled a bit. And other targets are probably at a higher priority. I don't really think that the interest is as high as it was perhaps a couple weeks or a month ago.
Okay, a lot of people says on a low budget I will do Mitrovic, but if we mean business, Osimhen is the best option. He ticks all the dots. He's a Chelsea fan as well. Here's the thing: in the case of Mitrovic, I wouldn't mind having him as a squad player. His experience, he spent the Premier League, and wouldn't mind coming to Chelsea just for the sake of winning, getting the opportunity to win something. Maybe not in the coming season. Højlund, Ramos, Julian, and Alvarez also. Let's see. Osimhen's price tag is fair and not outrageous. For his last season, 120 million euros is not bad. If Chelsea can find a better pay installments, which is always a problem in negotiations. Okay, let me see. If the club wants him, they will get him. That's for sure. At this point, all the strikers we are quoting is a risk. Either we take risk or we don't. Mitrovic might be the way forward since we don't have Champions League football. I think that's a good idea. No need to be in a rush to sign a striker. Take our time. I prefer seeing him without a doubt. He's hungry for titles. The price tag is high, but we can negotiate to get the price down. Okay, or swap. Why don't we offer them Lukaku plus cash? Yeah, good luck. You think they'd like him? Coach, I would like James. James Reese to be transformed into midfield with Enzo. Please don't minimize Ruben Loftus' potential. Here's the thing: in the case, we don't have the luxury to experiment in the current season. We need to hit the ground running. And trying out Reece James in the middle simply means experimenting, and I don't think that will will help us. Mount to go, even if we keep him, we will not gain. Chelsea are bossy, putting everything in order for next. Yes, even if Mount ends up saying this season, he will feel hard done by the club and probably will get to leave on a free. But we get to that in a bit. Would you take Sadio Mane? It seems like a Bayern doesn't want him, but his salary is an issue. I think the club wouldn't mind getting him. Pochettino knows him. But I think probably before that happens, they'd have to take a wage cut. Otherwise, I'm not too sure. Let's see. Rumors, we were actually linked with a move for him, and some outlets were at the point saying that actually we're close to securing his signature, and that didn't happen. But I would take him. He's a good, he's Premier League proven. He's a good forward. Let me just put it that way. Moani is kind of similar to Jackson. You could argue they don't differ that much. I prefer Mitrovic. He already played in the Premier League. He's scored a lot of goals, and in addition, he's cheap. I think for the moment, he's the best option. Plus, he can be aggressive too, which is something we haven't seen at Chelsea for a while. Are we allowed to put your player's name? No, we're not. But sometimes if you can't say it, just try. Just try your best. A big up to you too. A lot of people, Mersola says, I think Chelsea can challenge for either FA Cup or Carling Cup next season and fight for top four. Having less games is an opportunity without European distraction or European football, if you prefer. Only if the players blend quickly and if we're strategic in the market and not just sign players for the sake of it. Mane is earning 425k at Bayern, and you want him. Like I said, before that will happen, he'd have to take a pay cut. That's what I said. If you paid attention, but of course you are in the chat to fight me today. That's what I'm saying. Maybe we can give Mason. We can give who?
Mason Burster. He's the guy we signed from Charlton, and he went straight into the under-21s team or the B team. And for whatever reason, everyone thought he would be. I think most people thought this season he'd probably get an opportunity, maybe in a I don't know, maybe for the pre-season. But it looks like we're looking to loan him back out again. And Charlton, I know from my understanding is Charlton want to take him back on loan again if Chelsea are not going to use him this season.
Yeah, thank you. And Lemfield, if you paid attention, somebody already mentioned his salary. I think it's something close to that. I don't think it's for something, but something close to that. But I don't think Bayern pays anybody 400 plus. How much is Mane's salary? You've seen that. I want a Jonathan David. He's cheap, and I think he can work very well for Chelsea. But that's my opinion. You're talking about someone that DJ likes so much. DJ has preached Jonathan David from 1824.
Yes, man, that's the first. I think that's the first forward that I can remember DJ ever.
Yeah, bruv, you know about that one. Yeah, I've been going on about this kid, I think, for the last 3 or 4 years. Since we've been starting on this, since you've been starting on this on the YouTube thing, and I've been going on about this kid for quite some time. But for some reason or another, no one seems to be going in for him. But he has been plagued by injuries. To be fair, he hasn't. Everyone's saying he doesn't look the same player since he's come back from injury. But he's still got age on his side. He's still young. He still needs a big move. He needs a move. I think he's been at Lille for too long now. And I think you'll find he will move, but I don't think he'll be to any of the top 4 clubs. I think he'll go to another club in the Premiership, I think. But I don't know who that will be. If we get him, it will be an excellent move. I still think he's a good player. But now that we've got Jackson on board, I think it's very unlikely he'll come anyway. So, yeah, I'd rather stay with Jackson now, I guess.
Yeah, it will be a signing that doesn't make sense. We've had even Nkunku is the same. He can actually fulfill the number 9 role, but I'd rather him play in a deeper position. It's not for to win. I don't think Bayern pays that much in salary, if that makes sense. Hit the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. 92 likes, 8 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. And also, thank you. If you're new, do subscribe. On my on my behalf, Chelsea will not buy everyone, but should try on their best or on selection. So as we done, it's a big jumbled up there. Sorry, I'm not gonna try to process that. Anyone know any intel on Val? Will he be good enough? Who? Harvey Val? Are you talking about Harvey Val? I think the kid is good. But when he's ready, is when is he gonna be ready? I don't know. But he's shown that he has the potential to be there. Playing Nkunku or Jackson until Ivan Toney comes back sounds good to me. Can we stop mentioning Ivan Toney? In my opinion, I don't think Chelsea would do that. I'm still going to say that. Even his current club, they've offered him an extension, but maybe they'd withdraw that given the fact that he betted against them to lose games. What's the difference between Jonathan David and Jackson in terms of style of play? They don't differ that much. So that's why I said Jonathan David would be a signing that would make sense right now. We still have actually a similar player in Nkunku, but Nkunku, you could say they differ a bit, but you could say they're that similar in the sense if you intend to play them and again up top, they don't differ that much. I like David, but I don't believe he's at Chelsea level. I could see him an Arsenal or something. Okay, Ivan Toney, I don't want him at my club again. That's my opinion. Jonathan David is not cheap. If you want a cheap, that you'd better get Peter Crouch. Okay. I understand that Chelsea have finally agreed personal terms with Moises Caicedo. For the Brighton finally set an asking price of 85 million. Sources Felix Johnson. I don't trust that guy anymore.
I don't trust him from the whole Enzo embargo. I don't trust him. I swear.
I don't trust him. I think it take him again a long way for him to get me to start trust him again. And I think he does that intentionally, just to get more followers, and then he tells people to go check out his YouTube channel.
He blocked me as well because I had called him on exactly that. He promoted himself and then promoted his channel right after that. So he got the publicity, and then he flopped himself because at the time the Enzo thing didn't happen in the way that he said it was going to happen.
Yeah, David plays like a second striker. Yeah, that's where you get the best out of him. This could change if Brighton feel lowballed or unfavorable installments. But Chelsea don't intend on this to avoid the competition. But let's see what happens. Big up to you too, brother. I like Peter Crouch. Yeah, let's sign him. And for me, honestly, what's the other player actually? I like what player comes to mind when you mention those players?
Oh God, you really gonna go down that road, Coach? What other player comes to mind? What are they with Peter Crouch? I'm trying to think. Who are we looking at? Peter Crouch. I don't know. All I know of Peter Crouch is he apparently so-called. He was supposed to be a Chelsea fan, or his family were Chelsea fans. But I don't know. That's all I know on Peter Crouch. And yeah, obviously he was good when he was playing football and scoring goals. But you just know Tobago's just
he nearly broke Mikel Obi's leg.
He did.
Yeah, I remember that game. Vel is good, but Hall is better. Vel probably still too young. Here's a link to Chelsea Sessions, that ties YouTube channel. Please go check it out. Be sure to subscribe. He's getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Let's let him get there. Help him get there as soon as possible. From Jump to Bell, I know you're already subscribed. Kashan Neum, if you haven't, please go check out Ty's YouTube channel and subscribe. I hope Pochettino is getting this information on your fan pages. Okay, I hope so too. Jonathan David or Moises Kean. Moises Kean he played for Everton, right, at one time, and then he went to what club did he go to? Juventus? Or did he come from Juventus to Everton? I don't remember his journey.
He went back.
So
was at
he went
PSG.
back to Juventus, right?
Yeah, he was at Juventus, and he went to Everton, and he was at PSG on loan, I think, and then he went back to Juventus.
Yeah, I don't really like him. I don't think he's ever consistent, really. Jonathan David or Moises Kean would be more than enough, but we love the big names. I don't think we're looking at those players. Roger, just quickly, do you want to come in anywhere, or should we move on? Anything you further discuss?
Hello, gentlemen. Hola.
Hola, Roger. Big up to you.
We've spoken all the Spanish before you came, so.
I just want to say something about Vale. I'm not a big fan of his because the last few games I've seen him play, especially for England, he's been woefully short of quality, especially in his crosses.
Really?
Yeah, he's a standout with regards to being poor. Listen, you can't have a sampling size of just a few games and expand that over a course of a career. I get that. I understand that. He could be in poor form. But I'm just saying lately he's looked quite poor, in my opinion. So I'm quite suspicious about him right now. I wouldn't put our hopes. I think Hall is vastly superior, in my opinion, technically and the way he.
But Vale is a striker, isn't he?
Yeah, he plays on the left side. So yeah. But I'm just saying, with regards to quality and being technical, I don't think he compares to Hall. I really don't. As a player, that's my opinion. Hopefully, he can prove me wrong. Maybe this was just he was in a lull in poor form. So I haven't seen the latest under-21 England game, which occurred a couple of days ago against Israel. I'll watch it probably today. But recently, the last few competitions, he's looked quite poor, to be honest with you. So that's just my input. If anyone else has seen him play, I'm sure you can corroborate that. Listen, DJ, I understand your concerns about Kepa, who, congratulations, by the way, just got married. I understand that. Going top left, top right-hand side. But as I keep on mentioning, you look at Courtois, you look at City's keeper. Would you say they're world-class and vastly better than Kepa? Yes or no?
It depends on where you're looking at. I think they are better
Overall.
goalkeepers than overall. I think overall they're better than Kepa. Yes.
Yeah. So would I. But did you not see them concede goals from long distances? So this is what I'm trying to say. It's like the way today's ball is shaped. The way it's manufactured. Listen, you're looking at Courtois conceding from 25 yards out. He should have stopped that, but he didn't. You look at Alisson, should have. There are shots that are world class, and no keeper is going to stop. You have to understand that, especially with the way the ball is shaped.
Yeah.
When you look at Kepa, yes, just because I played the position, that doesn't mean I'm right. Does that make sense? Because I played the position, that does not really mean my opinion is correct. I get that. I grant that. I concede that. However, the one thing he does have to improve, which is attainable, is he needs to improve on his aerial dominance. Dominate your box, period. That's the old-fashioned, the old-fashioned approach of playing goalkeeper back in the day. And he like a lot of keepers his size, have not done that. But that's you can look at De Gea. De Gea, his first couple of years was woefully short of upper body strength and didn't dominate the box. But I would consider him a world-class keeper the last 10 years. In fact, he's been their player of the year for United several times, 3 or 4 times. I think if you surround Kepa with good defenders and a midfield that can protect that defensive line and bloody block shots, you won't see that many long-distance goals conceded. Listen, until the last 2 games, his statistics were for this past year, were very impressive. We were the 4th best defense in conceding. And when you consider the amount of injuries that this team has experienced, I think, but I'm basing it primarily on this last season. Now, he could start the season for us, upcoming season, and he could be in a lull in form. He could be quite poor. I'm not just because history doesn't necessarily guarantee a future vein of form. However, based on his last year, based on the fact that he's a leader, he's won the captaincy band a few times. He has instinctive leadership. You know, I believe he can excel, and he did so when Mendy was playing. You know, when he was on the bench.
But do you think, Roger, he can? Do you think though? And I'll put this to all the panel, including obviously Roger and everyone. Do you think he commands his box very well though, compared to like your?
No, I conceded that. That is something that is coachable. That is something that where you can actually get a coach or coaches and you work with them. You take 50 to 100 crosses a day from people, and that's done. I've done that. I've worked on 50 to 100 crosses.
Yeah.
That is workable, you know, because especially depending on the ground you're playing, you know, some grounds are more windy than others, etc. So this is very coachable. Do you understand?
No,
but if you have a look at the basics, when the goalkeeper comes into view, I can't recall the last time that he was out of position. He is instinctively look at his footwork; it's excellent. You know, his reflexes are sublime. Well, I mean he should be at that age also, I get that. But he's not even entering his prime yet. He's just about to. So, and then his distribution is top, in my opinion. It's one of the top in the Premier League. He's excellent, you know. So when you look at the entire package, now don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Mendy fan also. Don't get me wrong. Yes, he had a dip in form. You know, they're a fickle bunch, these keepers. I concede that. But I'm not saying he's world class, but just remember I'm saying this. Be careful what you wish for, because when you start another keeper and then he all of a sudden either falls out of form or is woefully short in distribution, it costs us goals, you know, conceding goals, then remember that, you know. That's
listen, I agree. You know, everything you've said, Roger. Listen, I've got nothing against Kepa at all.
No, I know, and I don't have a personal interest in him. I think factual.
No, you are, and as you always are, mate. But I think my concerns are, and I think will always be this: if he was to get a bad injury, we need someone to challenge him. It's as simple as that. And there is no way now we're getting rid of our better goalkeepers. I still think in Mendy personally, all right. I think he's a better goalkeeper for me still. All right, we're getting him go. You got someone like Bettinelli who's going to challenge this guy.
That's a big drop.
Should he get better? Now, this is why I said we need a goalkeeper that's going to come in and challenge Kepa. At the moment, you got Slanina, who's not going to get that opportunity. He's going to probably be out on loan. He's too young anyway.
I agree.
Personally, I don't think he's going to get his opportunity now or this season. You're probably looking at about 2 years, I think, till you see Slanina in the goal. Even next season, I don't see him challenging either. Right? So you need someone to come in there and challenge Kepa. At the moment, I don't
totally agree.
And this is why I've said we need another goalkeeper. And whatever people want to say, we might not be playing Champions League football next season, but we are still playing in 3 competitions. And if we want to get anywhere near that Prem or anywhere near the top 4, as well as going for the cup competitions, you can't put Kepa for the cup games plus playing for the whole of the Premiership games. You need someone to come in there and give this guy some challenge, because at the moment, he's got no challenge. And if he gets a bad injury, for me personally, I think we're done. I mean, because I personally don't trust in Bettinelli. I mean, he made that one debut he did, I think, in Brentford, or not Brentford, sorry.
It was woeful. It was poor.
In the FA Cup under Tuchel, right? He was absolutely useless.
Yes,
right?
It's a huge drop-off. I don't listen. He's better than I ever was, don't get me wrong, but I don't believe he's Premier League quality.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from that. I'm gonna get.
Can I just say one other thing very briefly? I'm really high on Rasmus Højlund.
The striker from Atlanta.
Yeah, Atalanta. He's excellent. I'm not sure what his release clause is or how much it would cost, but he reminds me of a similar name like Haaland, you know. But Højlund, I've watched a documentary on his life and so forth and what he's had to endure. He's a very gritty individual, and he's got some very positive attributes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. I think a lot of people like him. Somebody in the chat today says his first touch is heavier than something. I forgot the term the person used. Let's see what we have here. Destroy the like button, people. We are already at 101 likes. So thank you so much. Forza Roma that's a Roma fan there. And that's a Dio Rospo. Go subscribe to our other channel called Soccer Perspective. You will not regret it. I promise you that. Give me Rich James. Come take him. Whenever you're ready, just come take him. Don't even pay. And any latest updates, because we have things lined up. I haven't seen anything new. I think I picked up something new I'll talk about in a bit. All shoulders are against the top clubs when he got his chance. I love the way he plays in the final third. And, okay, the precision of his crosses. Okay, let's see. Are we going back? I think Roger, I gave him an opportunity and he responded to something he heard. That's why I like Mendy. Diogo Costa has that element in his game too. I was told Kepa can command his box. I'm not going to get into that argument now. Osimhen is better, a better man. We win the treble next season. If we are talking about goalkeepers, get Kepa out of Chelsea as soon as possible. Not as good as going forward. Okay, 2 more likes for 100. I think we'll feel that we're at 101, 102 likes now. So thank you so much. But thank you for saying that to Bejo. Santiago Munoz just having a conversation there. Why are we linked with Mayon? Mayon again, I don't know. Thought he rejected us, so I'm not sure. I know the topic isn't likely to come up, but what will happen with Omari Hutchinson? Everyone was so high on him and then nothing.
Yeah,
I think he has to go. He will go out on loan. That's how I see it. Roger, if Kepa's bridesmaids catching skills or anything like his they won't be getting married anytime soon. Did you watch a video of them? Chelsea First Club in London. Thank you for saying that. If Kepa was on 50K a week, he would have left Chelsea. That's the truth. His salary is one of the reasons why he hasn't left. For being honest here, but I still think he's a good goalkeeper. Let's see Chelsea, Arsenal, West Ham in that order. Okay. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, and my bro here, Button Ballers Max. Big up guys. Kepa is decent, but not tall enough or physical enough. He's sounding like Bobby now. And that's, by the way. If you're watching, if you haven't, go check out a BBTV. Be sure to subscribe. I can assure you, you will not regret that. Slonina should be challenging. That's how Courtois and Donnarumma came to light. They didn't start off as starters. I'm not too sure how good Slonina is on the ball. If anybody is, please gift Orban. That's a good shout. He's been doing well. If you know what's his name. If you know Slonina very well, educate us on how good he's on the ball. I don't know. And please go check out John Potts Entertainment's YouTube channel. Subscribe there to support him. Let's help each other grow here. What you're saying is basically means we may as well play without a goalkeeper and use extra defenders because you want the defenders to stop long shots and all that. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna get into that argument right now because I have my own opinion there. I just let Roger respond to something.
It's called closing down. It's a fundamental part of defense, and we failed to do so, just like many other fundamental parts of our game last year. And that's being factual. I don't have an agenda with Kepa for pro or for con. I'm just being factual in my observation. That's all.
All right, thank you for that, Roger. Potter out here. Potter is still our coach, and Tabejo knows that. He should have been fired since last season. I'm so happy Chelsea has assigned Dujan, Whispers, and Omari. I think they will get their chance. Hope they can develop two defenders for us. So here's the thing. In terms of Omari Hutchinson, if he's going to go out to loan, hopefully he gets a Premier League loan. But let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up so that we can round up. We have less than 30 minutes, I have to be honest here. Chelsea have told Brighton and Hove Albion that they will not meet the asking price of more than £80 million for Moises Caicedo. Here's the thing. This doesn't make any sort of sense. This doesn't make any sort of sense in the sense, how are you going to tell the club already you're willing to pay up to 80 million already? Because saying this means, okay, you're willing to pay up to 80 million. It's not believable. So whoever constructs these reports or tweets should actually take the time to, okay, this time it's Gary Jacob. I I don't know, Roger. Does this make sense to you? It doesn't. It's just as the same thing as that such a report we read during the last summer transfer window. Something saying something to the effect of Chelsea are willing to pay 75 million for Wesley Fofana, but will first of all go with a 65 million pounds bid.
You know,
I was like, what is this?
It all
It's just.
It all depends on the credibility of the source, doesn't it? That's
But even at that, the report, does it make sense for Chelsea to say we're willing to pay 75 million, but we're going to go in first with 65 million? It doesn't in any way for me.
I have to go, Coach. I apologize. Please forgive me.
Okay, no worries. Again, you have priorities. But Roger, DJ, what do you make of this report on the screen?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. It's, I think God of Fox has said it's just lazy journalism there. I don't get why that would even be put on there. I mean, I know Brighton are trying to play a hard ball on this for Moises Caicedo. They have got a set price for him, but from my understanding is I think it'll be 85 and 90 million. That would probably lower him away from Brighton. I know there was talk of 100 million. But I don't think any club's going to pay 100 million for him. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I want him at Chelsea. I think he's a talent. I think he'd do really, really well with Enzo in that midfield. But I think what they're trying to do, if that makes anything, I think maybe what they're trying to do is they're still trying to maybe put plays in the deal there. I don't know. But for me, look, it just doesn't make. I don't know. It's got to be, as far as I know, it's between 85 and 90 million they want for him. So I don't get why that's even like, I don't know. It's a strange one. It is a strange one.
Yeah, here's where I have I'm gonna emphasize this again. Where I have a problem with this report is that we've told them we're not gonna make the asking price of more than 80 million, which means we're agreeing we're gonna pay 80 million.
But they've set the price 85 to 90 though, you know that.
Yeah, sorry?
They've set the price between 85 and 90 million for him.
Yeah, but if anything, it will only make sense to say we're not going to pay up to that amount. But this specifically says price of more than 80 million, which means, again, I'm sensing, if I'm the seller, I'm sensing, okay, you're willing to pay at least 80.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get my analysis.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. I don't think it's factual. It doesn't make sense. I don't think Chelsea will just go to them and say, we're not willing to pay more than 80 million, which means you're saying, okay, well, we can pay 80. You get that? Maybe it's just them, the usual way of, getting a report, spicing it up a bit with something, your own way and something, and then it takes on a different meaning, if that makes sense. We just need Caicedo in the middle and Diogo Costa in goal, and can take the Premier League. Kepa reflexes are questionable, and he is vulnerable to crosses. Okay, that's your opinion. Here's the thing, and one thing that's very funny here, Diogo Costa, a lot of people call him Diego Costa. Diogo, yeah. Goalkeepers are there to stop shots. If defenders don't stop shots, and if Kepa cannot do that, why is he there? Get him out. Okay, I think 80 million is too much of a Caicedo, and 65 to 70 million is what I think we should pay. Rumors are that we've actually we did put in a bid of around 60 to 65 million, and they rejected that. But that's the list. Again, this comment here just doesn't make sense to me. That's how I read meaning into stuff, and I emphasize every word. But Ty, your thoughts on the report? What do you make of it? Okay, I'm not too sure Ty is there, but that's by the way, we're moving from that one. Big up, Coach, long time. I hope you and your family are well. Killer Red, yeah, truly, it's been a while. It's been months actually since the last time I saw you there. But I hope you're doing well. Thank you for finding the time to join us today. I appreciate that. Manu Kone, etc. I'm sure there's more options than Caicedo. Hopefully, probably they're scouting some players we don't know, but the club's priority is to sign Moises Caicedo. Caicedo is a must-get. I really, really love what he does. Let's see what the club does. Too much hype on this Caicedo. Chelsea is about to make another blunder in this deal. Wow. Some argument right there. Young it's better to let go and look for alternatives rather than all these media hype. Okay, let's see. I think he's in the case of Caicedo. I think it's beyond media hype. Media hype. I think a lot of us have got, we've gotten the opportunity to watch him week in, week out in the Premier League, and I think he's a good player. Do I think he's overhyped? I wouldn't say that. But the price and maybe again the price, the asking price for maybe is an issue. But that's just that. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with. Let's see what else we have lined up here. Someone here is saying Chelsea are not active or close on the Romelu Lavia deal. They are only informed that Liverpool have opened talks to sign him. And a week ago, reports were that Arsenal were actually close to agreeing terms with him. I've always believed that we're not too serious about signing Romelu Lavia, but I have no regrets. Since I think I've always, believed that the club's plan is to sign either him, Moises Caicedo, or Manuel Ugarte, and not two of them, or just the three of them. But that's just my opinion. But DJ, sorry.
I don't think this matters. Missing out on Romelu Lavia.
Yeah, but go ahead. It doesn't really matter. A lot of people believed. I think some reports were saying that we're actually interested in signing him. We've actually spoken to his parents. That's why you shouldn't believe all the nonsense you see out there. But I don't know, DJ. You have anything to say? Oh, Ty, you go ahead since you're speaking already. Do you think we should still persist and go for him? Or do you think we should just move on from him?
Well, there's still a possibility that we can get him, but is the price worth it, considering that his performances they were good, but they weren't at a level that you could say that it's okay to spend up to 50 million for him. I think in terms of what he can do, it's not a lot for that price. I think it's probably best to move on. I think there's other options that you can get even for less than that, and who are also still playing the Premier League, who have played a huge part. Obviously, the club was obviously pushed for Caicedo, but I do think that if you were going to go for Lavia, it would have been kind of redundant, because you're going to have a Caicedo who is a player that is good at winning the ball back, or has a good enough stat to say that he's good at winning the ball back, and you have a Lavia who's still weak in some areas, such as losing concentration, lapse of losing concentration, positioning being questionable at times. So I think it's best to don't rule it out completely, but I do think that it's not something to really let your head get in and all that and those things and have headaches about potentially missing out on him. But I don't think for the price that is being quoted, it's something that you should be doing right.
It's worth it.
Yeah, because he's not a player that would even come in and you can expect some great influence. He needs a player who is further in development. They don't need to be completely developed, but have some level of development which is higher than what he has, because he has assists that would be very critical when you're trying to have a good defensive structure as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ty. I think he's a talent. Probably, if we're looking for more defense, again, an option that will be defensively minded to allow Enzo Fernandez and Independence to be more adventurous on the pitch. I don't think he's the guy. Even though you could say his tackle success, you could say is very good. But I don't think he's that guy really. Let's see what else we have here. And Didi also a good player. If you're looking for just a destroyer, he's your man. I have all the aspects of his games that's concerning to me. And in the case of Lavia, I wanted to say something. The Chelsea scouts that watched him, they observed some deficiencies that were concerning to them. You could say that's actually probably one of the reasons why we've not been that serious in his position. Why pay 80 to 100 million on Caicedo alone? That's far too much. True. Chelsea backing for Maignan, according to reports. Wow, so it's getting serious, but thank you for that, Chelsea, all the way. Coach, about the preseason at Philly, you said you need a video of their warm-up and anything you can get for us. Is there a way to inbox you privately? My hotel is booked, a ticket is ready, so we'll be there. Can you join us live? Because usually that sort of warm-up video is usually live. People will be eager to see, especially the first game under Mauricio Pochettino. People will be eager to see a live video, not the game proper, their warm-up, because we're not allowed to show the game. Their warm-up when they're coming onto the pitch and all that. People would like to see that. But if you can only do with just sending a pre-recorded videos, that's fine. I still can produce something out of it. But if you can join us during the show, you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. You can just show us their warm-up and all that. But I'd really appreciate that. Let's see. And how do I reach you? Actually, again, you're not on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, reach me and we can exchange numbers. I'm still surprised that Chelsea releasing a Mendy and keeping Kepa. Here's the thing. Mendy have refused to sign a new contract. Maybe they offered him something that he feels is not, something that doesn't measure what the sort of salary he's looking for. So yeah, I knew Mendy was going to leave from a long time ago. So I'm not surprised that he's leaving. Sorry?
Kepa is overhyped. Who hypes Kepa?
I don't know. Just let me respond to him.
Kepa overhyped. That's crazy.
Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 110 likes. You people are absolute legends. We'll be rounding off in a few minutes. I think we can still be able to cover quite a lot. And please go check out Ty's YouTube channel. Again, I've said that before. Go check it out. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Just click the 3 dots to his name. Click on go to channel. Check it out. Subscribe. I rather us getting Didi over Lavia because on Didi it's way better and still have room to grow and will fit how Poch likes to play. If I'm being honest, I get it. For the fact that I'm a Nigerian, first of all, before I become an American, here's the thing: Didi isn't Pochettino's type of DM. If you want, even as a CM, he will not work for Pochettino. If I have to choose between him and Lavia, I'd choose Lavia for Pochettino. He's more equipped to fit into Pochettino's preferred approach to football, if that makes sense. I will get Caicedo a DM like Paulinho. Paulinho is a good shout, and Mitrovic with goalkeeper, 4 players. Liverpool are in the race for Lavia. They're already negotiating with him. Actually, Caicedo will need a replacement for his position if we do get him. That's the truth. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We're at 110 likes. Let's get the likes up even more. Now, news of the day. Pulisic taking off American tour Costa. Okay, which means he's most likely leaving. We've always known that. And some people are saying, why not consider keeping him for just one more season? The truth remains he has less than a year left on his contract. If we do that, it's a huge risk and he ends up leaving as a free agent. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he has much left on his contract. 80 million for Caicedo is too much. I don't know how much we're going to pay. Brighton is going to use Chelsea to cash out. Only few knew of Alvarez before Pep brought him to English football, and it's not. If not for Haaland, okay, I think the guy will be a starter. I think very soon he'll be starting games. Ndidi isn't mobile enough and injury prone too. I think mobile enough is the language I was using for. He's not Pochettino's sort of player. What are we doing if we want to compete? We better give Bakayoko a new contract. Back and get Andy Carroll and Peter Crouch, and we will win the league next season. Thank you, Mr. Troublemaker, for saying that. I think Mendy's move is justified. He's given him more than what he's given. It's as simple as that. From his perspective, it's justified. Would I have loved to see him play more in Europe? Yeah, because he's a good goalkeeper. He's actually more equipped to do better than Kepa Arrizabalaga, and people don't give him enough credit given how good he can be with his feet, actually. But that's, by the way, he gets to make more now, and from his perspective, that is a good thing. He wants It's future security. He wants to make as much money as possible. It's business for all parties involved. Okay, I will find you on Twitter. Just search a Chelsea Perspective and let me know that it's you, brother. I appreciate you saying that. We move on to the next topic. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 110 likes. Let's get the likes up. Okay, it looks like Roger is back. Roger, were you saying anything before we moved on? We have about, let's say, 10 minutes to round up, and we have a few comments to catch up with.
No, sir.
But what you want to do, I think you left to do is very important, so you don't even need to ask. Go ahead. Do you have anything to say, Roger?
Yeah. Where were we before I was so rudely interrupted by my doctor?
I don't remember where you were. I think you were saying something, but I don't remember. I think I asked you a question. I don't quite remember. I have to be honest.
Yeah, it was about the Caicedo thing, wasn't it, Kachilla? The money, the tweet that didn't make so.
The tweet, saying that Chelsea,
right.
We've told them they were not willing to pay some. Let me look at it again. I'll come back to this. Is it this one that says will not meet the asking price of more than 80 million? So, which means we're practically saying we're willing to pay at least 80. That's the way I see. Maybe. Yeah. It wasn't. Maybe this isn't phrased correctly. I think, like I said, it just reminded us of that. I don't know of that report that says we're willing to pay 70 million for Wesley Fofana, but we want to go in with 65 million pounds first. And I asked the question. So Leicester City will hear that, and then if we go with 65, they will take it. It just doesn't make sense to me. But that's just me reading too much into it, maybe, if that's how you see it, but that's how I operate. But go ahead. I want to get your thoughts on that one before we move on.
Yeah, can I ask everyone? I mean, is it just me, or should our number one priority by far be to sign Caicedo?
It should be.
By far, right? I mean...
And that is if we're signing him to fulfill the DM role for us.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. I believe he's integral to any success we may achieve next year. I really do. Yes, I understand you put all your eggs in one basket, but however, when you lose a player in the ilk of a Kante, those are huge boots to fill. And listen, we've lost 3 integral midfielders with experience, so we are depleted. I think it's so important that we sign him. He's a quality player that is Premier League proven. That I think it behooves us to sign him.
Yeah, but let's see what the club does. I think we're serious about signing him. He wants to come to us. We've agreed personal terms and all that. But go ahead.
And I honestly, today's market is monopoly money. But even if he's worth 90, 100, I say we pay it because we can't afford not to. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we'll pay around the 80, but I don't think we'll pay anything close to it. But I think, yes, man, I'm just going to say we'll sign him. I'm not sure how much you're going to sign him for.
Yeah, exactly. But we shouldn't risk the loss of not signing him based on trying to cheat 5 million or 10 million.
It's a huge risk.
It's a massive risk. It's suicidal, in my opinion.
Yeah, it will be. Okay, well, I'll be waiting for you. The vibe, big up, bro. Yeah, always nice to see you. The vibe, coach. I'm dying with the weather. For me, it's a bit too hot right now in Las Vegas, and in Cali, it was even. San Diego wasn't. San Diego is a good weather actually. You can walk around with you can say, I think it's not cold. It's not too hot. San Diego was good last week.
My daughter lives in San Diego. It's a great place.
It was good. It was good. Yeah, it was good. Always nice weather, but probably too hot, I'm guessing. Yes, a double pivot of Drinkwater and Bakayoko would be epic. let's make it happen. And by the way, his name is Drink Wine. His name changed to Drink Wine the moment he joined Chelsea Football Club because he made quite a lot of money. I don't want to use to make the same silly mistakes we made last season when we players get injured. There's no one to fill the gap. I don't think the squad would be that thin, but we have to let quite a lot of players go. To me, Dio, hi, coach, and everyone. Good afternoon to you too. I hope you're doing well, brother. Good afternoon, house. Nebo, nice to see you. Yes, Nebo reminds me we haven't done the giveaway, the stay in school giveaway for the month, but there's still time. A few more days. Coach and Bobby, who do you guys think we should assign between Onana and Diogo Costa? I'd say Onana.
Yeah.
The rumors are that we pulled out of the Onana pursuit, but another rumor, emerging rumor, is saying that he's still our number one priority. How's that's going to happen? I don't know. Roger, what's your shrinks? Your shrinks of verdict? Are you match fit?
I'm lucky if I'm the backup tea lady, mate. Let's put it that way.
All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream. What's Gundogan's move? He's exploring a whole different league. He's joined Barca already, hasn't he?
Yeah.
With a £400 million buyout clause.
That's a
euros,
huge,
so to speak.
Listen,
They did the same with Christensen.
Yeah, the way Gundogan has been playing the last several years, especially last year, I think it's a big drop-off. No disrespect to Kovacic, who I like. But when you go from Gundogan to Kovacic, that's a drop-off.
Yeah, please go check out Jan Potti's channel once more. Be sure to subscribe. Let's support him. Chelsea should try and look for alternatives and build on what we have. Gone are the days when the big names play football, and I hope selling of Chalobah is just a rumor. Well, if he wants to leave, he leaves. But at this point, you can say it's just a rumor. Chelsea should just pay the 80 million for Caicedo and move. We don't have time to be playing around. Finally, something that you and Roger agree on. Can we resign Russ Drunkly? Maybe. We have lots of them. Keep them coming. Donation of soccer equipment would be appreciated. Jerseys, okay. Shoes, protective gear, and highlights. That's for Jump On Entertainment's YouTube channel. Please go check it out. Support them the best way you can. I'm not getting confidence from this transfer window so far. I hope our preseason starts soon. Poch will have a hard job of trying to make us compete. I think he will do well. Thiago is 39. If Chalobah leaves, we are practically left with three defenders, including Cowell. Is that enough? No. If Chalobah leaves, we need one more. Even as Koulibaly is leaving, I think we need one more, which Levi Cowell coming back will complete the whole thing. Yes, Caicedo must be Chelsea priority, and maybe a good striker. And I think we can compete. I think we can compete. We can actually compete. I can't say it. I can't speak again. We just have to be strategic this window, not sign players for the sake of it, but sign players we really do need. Too bad Gundogan joins Barcelona. I don't know. I think those saying we should pay any amount for Caicedo at all costs have forgotten that he's not going to play the whole pitch. He's got high work rate. Fine, but that amount is too much. Let's see how much we end up paying for him. Tamidaya, does this mean we are settling up for Jackson as our main striker going forward? Honestly, I'm suspicious we're not going to sign any big name striker. Given the way I remember Pochettino likes to play. Jackson is the man. Nkunku can also play in that position, but I'd rather Nkunku play a bit deeper because playing him up top would mean wasting his talent. He's explosive, can create. I think he does more for us playing in a deeper position or behind the striker. I get it in a fluid approach. He'll still be that effective, but he'd be more effective playing deeper. For that midfield department, I'd rather we even sign up more than one player. Caicedo and Barilla, all Lavia for me. Barilla, I'd be happy if we can sign him. But do I think we'll be able to sign him? I honestly do not know at this point. We still have Malang Sarr. Yeah, and he got injured, so we cannot sell him this season. Wow. He may well come back. Yeah, he may well come back and do well because I think there's actually a talent in him. And he's still very young. At most, he should be 23 right now, or even 22. I think people were quick to judge him because it's a Chelsea thing where we're playing badly at the time. And, it was easy to point fingers at him. Nobody wants to point fingers at Thiago Silva or the more experienced players in the team at the point. But that's just by the way. We move on from that. 110 likes. Thank you. You people are absolute legends. What else do we have? Lavia, and then we have Ziyech and Nassr are confident of getting documents signed for Hakim Ziyech. Chelsea and Al Nassr are confident of getting a document signed up for Hakim Ziyech between Monday and Tuesday. That's quoting Fabrizio Romano and Cardiff side. I think that one will happen, and I'm happy it's happening. He has to move on, and hopefully he becomes the provider that what's his name, Cristiano Ronaldo needs at Al Nassr to do even better than he's done. And Panda says the club are really collecting mediocre players. Nicolas Jackson isn't a prolific striker, no different from Tammy Abraham. He's not established yet, but I think he's way better than Tammy Abraham. He's a better dribbler, has a better control, more explosive actually.
What's he like in the air?
I think I don't know. Somebody in the chat yesterday, was it Constantin Dante that says he's good enough in the air, and I think he can only get better. He's just 22, if that makes sense. And good scouting work there. I know people were actually not rating that much because we didn't spend that much money for him, but I think he's good enough. I get it. His numbers ain't that anything special, but it's a sign that he has the potential and can do better if coached well. And Poch is the man to get the best out of such player. Why don't we sell Kukurea? I don't know. It's sad I don't work as a scout for Chelsea in Belgium because I got very good young talent with a bright future for the first team in Belgium. Here's the thing: they produce quite a lot of good players. What can we even do to get back on track in this EPL of Man City, Arsenal, and Newcastle threat? Here's the thing: just be strategic this transfer window. I think we'll be all right. We already have a good squad. Just strategic signings here and there. I think we'll be ready to compete. I know it would take time, but without European distraction, the manager he will have more than enough time to drill the players to start playing the way he wants to play. And believe me, we'll do well. From the stats, his aerial duels and his strongest point. Thank you for pointing that out. What else do we have here? Hold up play looks good. He's good with getting past people, but he has the same issue as most of our strikers before him has. Plus, he's never played in a strong league. But let's see how he does. I wish Onana they can be reactivated. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Does anyone ever get better in this recent Chelsea run of form? I don't know really. Let's not pretend that La Liga it's not been getting worse. You could argue that they've not been signing big talents. They've been not been able to sign, except for Real Madrid. But every other team in that league, Real Madrid and Barcelona, all this have just been signing. You can say scraps of players. Numbers don't like us. It's a simple spot. Yeah, you can say that. Aside the age, it's far below Chelsea level. Wow. A pain for Caicedo now will distort our books. July 1st is the deal day. I think a lot of people have said that. Roger, do you have anything to add to that?
What were you saying, sir?
Saying that Chelsea are delaying, the pursuit of Caicedo because they want to do that after July 1st, which makes me feel like they're waiting for the new fiscal year. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yeah, it's not a term I use very often.
That's a strong possibility. It has. I'm not sure how credible it is, but I mean, supposedly, yeah. If the fiscal new year is indeed July 1st, then yeah, why not? I mean, we are under financial constraints right now, based on the fact that we don't have a shirt contract and no Europe. So, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and Chelsea all the way saying, Onana to United is very close according to reports, and it's actually believable, given the fact that he's played under Eric Ten Hag at Ajax. So yeah, but let's see what happens. What else do we have here? Something else, some breaking news here I want to take care of quickly. Let's see. Mauricio Pochettino appreciates Armando Broja and wants to work with him. After that, a decision will be made on the striker's position. Okay, and that's quoting who? Fabrizio Romano. If he's quoting Fabrizio Romano, which means he likes him, because you can say Armando Broja isn't your stereotypical striker. He's good, and I sincerely do appreciate him. Honestly, hopefully the question is, how is he? How can it, after a long-term injury, usually players struggle to regain form. I hope that's not the case. In this case, you could say he's still very young for that to be an issue for him. I strongly believe. Roger, you want to add anything to that?
Broja, you're talking about?
Yeah, Broja, yeah.
Yeah, I think when you look at him play, he's very similar to the way Kane plays. Don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing him that he's going to be a prolific scorer, but his physicality, in fact, the one thing his
ability on the ball, pace, everything.
Well, actually, he's by far faster than Kane. It's not even close. So Kane is not renowned for his blistering speed. So if anything, he's actually more suited in that case. Aerially, that's yet to be determined. But I think he fits the mold of a Kane. I can see Poch working with him quite well. However, he's coming off a serious injury. I watched the actual injury. He was all alone. There was no contact. He went down like a sack of bricks. It was bad. So he's going to experience many different aspects in his recovery, not to mention the psychological aspect of a recovery. So that this is serious. But I think he has a bright future with Chelsea if he can overcome this serious injury. I really do. I can see him succeeding for Chelsea under Poch. I really do.
Yeah, and DJ, you have anything to add to that? The Broja news? And DJ, you can always come in whenever you want to. You don't have to wait for me to ask you a question.
No, it's okay.
Otherwise, it's easy to forget. I don't like you.
No, not at all. No, I think Rod just summed that all up in one. I got really nothing else to add to that.
All right, thank you. The other one you shared that report with me, DJ, is Chelsea left sweating over Moises Caicedo. Man United interest as a second bid hit by delay. I wouldn't be that worried. He wants to join us. He even rejected a move to Bayern because he wants to stay in the Premier League. He wants to come to Chelsea. And I'm quite sure Arsenal pulled out because they've gotten the indication that he prefers to come to us. But go ahead, DJ. What do you have to say?
I think the only reason why I've got a little bit concerned with this, I don't know if any of you guys can remember. I think it might have been 2 years ago, or maybe a year ago now. When Antonio Valencia was at Manchester United.
Yes.
There was a I think Moises Caicedo he actually went live, and he actually spoke that his dream was to play for Manchester United one day. And I think that was actually something that actually did go, which was true, because he did actually say that. And he was considering Man United, I do believe. I think it was it last maybe might have been maybe summer or maybe in January. I think United, or maybe in the season before, they were considering him. So I wouldn't rule anything out of that one about ruling him out going to Man United. I think if United don't get Mason Mount and they have got money to spend before this takeover gets taken, you never know. They could put all their money in one. They could put all their money in one go and get Moises Caicedo's deal done. And I don't think he could hesitate not to. Yeah, and I don't think he'd hesitate not going to Manchester United either. So I wouldn't listen. Chelsea 100% are in the driving seat. I'm not going to rule that one out. 100% we're in the driving seat, yeah. But if we don't get a moving on with this deal, I will worry United could come in for him. I'm not going to lie.
They have significantly.
But if we're willing to pay the asking price, I think he's going to come to us over United.
Yeah, but United will probably be. If United don't, it depends on the money with United. So United have got the money for Mason Mount. I think they're going to try and bring 2 players in, right? If their first target Mason Mount doesn't happen, right, and say for example it doesn't happen, that deal doesn't go through, whatever money they've got to spend, they could put all that one lot of money they've got, that whole chunk of money that they've got until this ownership gets taken over. They could put that down maybe on one player. That's why they want to get rid of some players as well, United. And I don't see why Moises Caicedo can't fit that bill, because, as I said, he does like the United project as well. And, he has actually gone on live and actually said he would, his dream was to one day play for Manchester United because of Antonio Valencia when he was at United. So, I'm not going to rule that one out. But as I said already, we are in the driving seat 100%. but that could change easily if things don't get done as soon as.
Yeah, we need to remember that they have significantly superior revenue streams compared to Chelsea. They have very deep pockets, so they concern me financially. They're a big player. Still,
Yeah. So anybody else
unfortunately.
want to add anything to that?
I don't. The more this goes on, the less hope that I think of us getting Caicedo.
Really?
Yeah.
Really seriously, because of that reason. Ty, is that the reason why?
The longer you wait,
Yeah.
the more likely it is for new clubs to come in, because Caicedo
And the
is
chances of him having a change of heart, even though he's decided he wants to come to Chelsea.
exactly, and the fact is he may have rejected Bayern Munich for the sole reason that he wants to stay in the Premier League, but Chelsea are not the only Premier League club that could come in for him, and they're not the only club that is looking. Look, Declan Rice and Arsenal is still at odds right now because Manchester City is in it as well. So Arsenal can always come back in. They're not completely gone. They can always come back in because there's interest in the player. Man United could simply go for him rather than going for Mount. Not because obviously the positions are different or the rules were different, but you can always go there and try something. So the longer it takes for us to do any sort of bidding or trying to get any deal over the line in terms of incoming, in terms of him, the less hope that I have that is going to happen, because we've had that experience for the past 2 windows where a player says he wants, or reports say that a player wants and only wants the club, and then when another club comes in, they have a change of heart, and none of what you heard before was true. I could use Rafinha, which although Rafinha wanted Barcelona, you could use Koundé as well. You have other players who decides to go to other clubs because there's either a delay, they don't think they're being valued high enough by the supposed interested club, and they progress to go into another club. So I think that the longer we take to get this deal over the line, or anything, it's gonna I lose some sort of hope. But it's obvious that we're trying to ensure that the financial period ends, and that's right after June 30 and July 1st and whatever. But I do think that the delay is gonna cause an issue, because I think more clubs will come in, because it's
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. I think we're still signing. What's come to us, it will come to a situation where we say, okay, you want Levi Colwill, let's talk.
I think, because of the fact we lost Koulibaly, I'm not sure.
But the club may well decide we can actually do without signing one more defender. But we don't know. But I get your argument. The fact that we lost Koulibaly may well mean we'll be eager to bring in Koulibaly, bring back Levi Colwill. But let's see what the club does. And I saw some rumors that I believe were false, that he's on the verge of signing a new contract at Chelsea. But I didn't believe that.
Who is?
I'm talking about Levi Colwill.
Okay.
Why the board are trying to make this Mount situation? 55 million is more than enough. Let the boy go. Here's the thing: the transfer window has a long way to go. So we're not going to be in a rush to just let him go. And United haven't walked away. They still have the offer on the table. They're just not willing to pay more. I prefer Diogo Costa. Let's see what else we have here. Mike Mignon or Onana, same price. Panel. Onana is a better on the ball, and he can also improve on the new goalkeeping coach, if that makes sense. Let's just gather all the money and get of age of all the former players, Czech, Joba, Essien, Makalele, Terry, Ashley Cole, and the likes of. Honestly, I am tired. Even I want Mikel to in that list. I actually think Onana is better than Mike. I think especially on the ball. But other aspect you have to consider carefully. Look at the numbers. I think this will be a Sunday story. You're scaring the heck out of me, Onana. Right now, Onana very similar to Neuer with his feet. I think he's actually better than Neuer on the ball, in my opinion, really. But I have to look at it closely. I would like to start playing a 4-2-3-1. It's the best way we can make it at the top four. Okay, keep the topics in line. But thank you, Abubakar Sase. Thank you for joining us. Panel, would you take a Sancho for 20 million plus Mason Mount? I'd do a deal. It's not a loss really, but I think we're more. You could say we want more money than players right now, if that makes sense. I don't think we'll take Sancho, but I would. Not a bad option. Maybe he'd do better for us than he'd done for United. I think Man United are looking to offload Sancho for around 40 million. 40 will be too much. I think they should deal with it. Why would United get Caicedo when they have a Casemiro and they need other more important positions? I mean, that's that's another way to see it. But squad depth is a thing. It's a thing. If that makes sense to you. I heard Caicedo has 10 siblings and takes care of families. So more money matters. Yeah, we learned that when he put out that letter. Another question: do we think if Mount and Havertz a transfer happens, that they will do good at this Premier League clubs? Here's the thing: anybody that goes to United has a chance of doing better than any signing leaving Chelsea for Arsenal. They've not been lucky with the signings they've made from us of late in recent years. I can't go as far back as the days of Gallas and all that. Gallas, they didn't sign Gallas from us directly, did they?
No, yeah, he did. He went part of the Ashley Cole deal.
Oh, okay. But I think he did relatively well for them. But all the signings after that haven't really done well, for being honest. Chelsea can wait until the 1st of July because of FFP, but should put everything in place, then sign Caicedo. If not anything can happen. Here's the thing, Fabrizio Romano, he's reported several times because people have been asking him questions that we've been working for the Caicedo deal behind the scenes, and he's working with us. We're working hand in hand with him to make sure it works, but we haven't done anything official with Brighton. That's just that at the moment. Apparently, Leon has interest in Pulisic. Yep. And I think you told us that yesterday, and I think he would do well in League. Chelsea Godfather, I'm still waiting for our collaboration to happen. Bro, hit me up on Twitter. Let's work. And if you want to be part of the panelist group so that you can always come on whenever you have time. I know you have your own channel. Please do share the link to your channel so people can go check it out. And if you haven't, please click the 3 dots to the right of his name, right-hand side of his name, and go check out his channel. Believe me, you will not regret that. He's very knowledgeable of the game, especially Chelsea. The first step is defining the transfer fee parameters between both clubs. I feel that is ongoing between Chelsea and Brighton. Okay, that may well be the case. Mr. Smooth says, hi, coach and panel. I made that comment 3 weeks ago that Man United is going to be serious competition for us. But coach dismissed me with immediate effect. That is an accusation. I don't usually using the term dismiss is wrong. Or maybe I said I don't believe you. Maybe you could call that a dismissal, but not in the way you're putting it. You're just accusing me. But much love to you, Mr. Smooth. I hope you're doing well. Not going to happen. Sancho is on 350K a week. Wow. Chelsea not going to give him that. Yeah, plus that, it doesn't make sense. But thank you for bringing up his salary. To me, that would be a huge stumbling block. Coach, big up to you to Chelsea Blue. I'm getting fed up with this Caicedo news. It was never going to be an easy deal. Question, Coach, where did you go to create your logo? I want to create a channel. Hit me up via Twitter. I use. It depends on your budget. And let's talk. When we talk, I think I'll help you find a good option. Actually, it depends. But glad to see you like the logo. Actually, a lot of people like it, but I think it needs to be enhanced after 2-3 years. I'll do that soon. But nothing too much changes. Chelsea sessions are like yours very well. I think it looks better. It has letters in it, but mine is just an icon, not football related though. Even if it is football related, I still would want to help you because you've been helpful to the Chelsea Perspective community. Good day to you too, Agile Oyedikachi. I appreciate you joining. Realistically, how many players do we need after Jackson and Nkunku more or less, I'd say 3. I'd say 3 at most. Or should I say at least 3 at least, maybe, because we may well. Again, you could say it's. I'm not too certain because it depends on who leaves. Because if Loftus-Cheek ends up leaving, which means we'll need more signings in the midfield area. If Pulisic leaves, Ziyech leaves, which means we may need 1 or 2 more wingers, if that makes sense. Sorry?
5. We need 5 players.
At least 5. If those players all end up leaving. Or if we get a Caicedo, this should be the last time we'll deal with Brighton. I am getting fed up with that. Maybe we may well end up just buying a Brighton. Maybe that will help us. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 115 likes. I appreciate you all. You people are absolute legends. Let's see what else we have lined up here. And it is this guy here. Okay, Ruben Loftus-Cheek transfer from Chelsea to AC Milan is at an advanced stage. The fee is 15 million euros. Not bad for a player that has just about a year contract. Sorry, Ty, go ahead.
The source sounds sketchy to me.
But there are other subsequent sources have reported the same story this morning. Have you not seen it?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that sounds looks sketchy.
Are they all the subsequent reports? Are they quoting the same sketchy source that like you said?
No, I'm just saying that the person the person that put that out, they sound sketchy, but the other reports it seem like it's valid because that it's not like something new. We heard about that and although I can't say that. I mean, Tonali's gonna go to Newcastle. I think it's about to be
what a signing that's gonna be.
Who's gonna go to Newcastle? Tonali, Sandro Tonali.
Yeah.
So
that gives them funds to go for Loftus-Cheek. I think it wasn't a case where they dropped the interest in Loftus-Cheek. It was that they were contemplating signing him because that was a target that was one of the ones that was spearheaded by Maldini. And considering the fact that Maldini left, I guess they were reevaluating those targets and assessing what they should do next. But I'm just saying that source has gotten a few things wrong. So I don't know how valid it is. But if other sources have said the same, then I don't think that really matters.
The speed at which Newcastle signed Tonali, man, wow.
They have the scouts. They have the Champions League.
Go ahead, DJ. You were saying something.
No, I was just going to say one of those sources, in fact, is actually what I can understand what Ty's saying about that source, but one of the ones is actually Nazar Kinsella, who's actually come out and said it as well.
Kinsella has been shaky as well.
You think he's been? Yeah, I know he's got things wrong as well. I know.
Shaky since the ownership.
They all have. After Fabrizio Romano told us that what's his name? That Vadio will join us in June.
And he's going to Manchester City.
Yeah, but he's going to Man City now. So they all have got. Well, every now and then they do get things wrong. Look, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I wish him well. I don't think the chances of him staying is near to impossible, honestly. Because he has a few months left on his contract, right? Less than a year.
12 million pounds approximately. That seems awfully under budget for an English player.
Yeah, but it's the clubs that's buying him. They're not English. It's
no. I guess. How long's left on his contract?
I think it's
a few months. I'm guessing. Let me check.
Was it a year?
Yeah, it's a few. I think just under a year now. I think it expires next year because he signed a contract. We signed an extension. Which year did he sign?
You know what? This is alarming. How many players that we have let go with less than 1 year on their contract or a year on their contract. That is a failure of our senior management, the executives.
And you know the thing about that one is as well, Roger, is there 3 players that have actually gone to AC Milan. We're talking about Fikayo Tomori. We're talking about our French striker who's got a former French striker went there.
What's his name? I like him.
Oliver Giroud. And now we're talking about. They seem to all go and improve at that club as well whenever they go to AC Milan. So don't be surprised if Loftus-Cheek. Don't be surprised if Loftus-Cheek.
They like experienced players too. They sign lots of experienced players. It's their thing. And I think that started under Carlo Ancelotti. Go ahead, DJ. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, don't be surprised if he does. But listen, it might just be because the injuries. Let's be honest, the injuries that Loftus-Cheek has had. I mean, listen, the guy's been unlucky with injuries.
Achilles. Yeah.
Okay, we got to, say that one thing. I think had he not had that bad Achilles injury, I think he'd still be in his Chelsea team. I really do. I think he's done well when he's come in. I can't second actually say he's actually had a really bad game when he's played for us. So yeah, listen, if he goes to Milan, I think he'll do really well there.
So Loftus-Cheek still has about a year left in his contract. His current contract expires at June 1st, June 30th, 2024.
Do you see my concern? Do you see my concern? The amount of players that we've let go on a free or barely have a year left.
It's concerning. But here's the thing, Roger. The sanctions and the sales process and everything didn't help.
True. I concede that. However, still inexcusable. No, I get it. There were extenuating circumstances. However, the amount of players that we have let, shall we say, trickle down to 1 year, it's inexcusable. You either move them on with 2 years or you have them restructure. It's that simple. And that the lack of ability to do so on a consistent basis from both administrations, previous and current, is alarming. That's all I have to say.
Okay. This is, of course, if we get Caicedo, I think I've read that one. And the Blue TV game says that the useless can pay for their star boy Lukaku with the Tonelli money. They signed Tonelli from where?
Who? Newcastle. They signed him from. They've signed him from. Is it AC Milan? Isn't it?
AC Milan, right?
One of the Milans.
So okay, I think the Blue TV game is talking about something else. Okay. I think he's mix it up a bit. I'm not too sure. Ampadu, Cho are also up for grabs. Yep, Ampadu for 12 million according to reports, and we're already negotiating for his departure. That's AC Milan. Yeah, so it got mixed up a bit. Giroud, Olivier Giroud, I love him so much. Sorry, my bad. I got extremely excited for just a moment and was about crashing back down to earth a bit with like Lukaku after. Wow. It was. That's on you. Don't dump it on Lukaku. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a team player, and you can say had it not been, you can say the size of our squad this past season, there's a chance we'll be playing in the championship next season. But I get it. He did well for us when called upon. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand the sort of player he is, but we move on from that. Let's see what else we have lined up. Here. All right, it's back to this one again. The mammoth, one of the mammoths, plural.
Woolly mammoth.
Mammoth, yeah. Elephant in the room, if you prefer. Mason Mount is in the dark over his future after Chelsea rejected a third offer from Manchester United. Mount is willing to walk away from Chelsea for free next summer should he not get the move this summer. It's common sense. Here's the thing. It's common sense, really. We've talked about how if he ends up not joining Manchester United, because the reports are that he wants to join Manchester United, Midfield had done by and will probably get back at Chelsea by leaving as a free agent. Anybody on the panel want to talk about that?
I think it's too premature to say that. Sorry. Because, Poch could turn things around with him. He could fall in love with Poch's system. He could excel in Poch's system and consequently sign a new contract. Conversely speaking, he could exactly do as you've reported, where he could be very adamant and, shall we say,
because he's not happy that he didn't get the move.
But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have the ability to change his mind and be converted back by Poch. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, is there a possibility that he walks? Of course there is, but you can't dismiss the fact that he may excel and actually wish to resign under Poch. It's an assumption. No, you don't know. So for you to for you to actually scientifically state that's the case, that's an assumption. That's all. I'm playing devil's advocate, and
Here's the thing.
it's
You
logical.
don't even need to say that, Roger. As long as he's still here, if he stays, there's a chance he stays.
But I think
Really?
it's a
solid
gamble.
argument.
It's a huge gamble on Chelsea.
It's a huge gamble, yeah. So we're better off letting him go now.
And if that does transpire, where he does indeed walk, then you have to critique the way that we've conducted ourselves. Not the owners. We're not talking about the owners here. We're talking about Win Stanley, etc., and Lawrence. These are the people that are pulling the strings. One would assume, because that's what they're hired to do. So, therefore, if this does indeed transpire, then you have, shall we say, a pattern of consistent, more than multiple scenarios where this has transpired. It's not just a one-off, and this is a little bit unsettling. But it's too premature to state otherwise. I'm just being factual here.
Ty, go ahead. You wanted to say something?
Hit me.
I don't think that you should ever consider taking keeping a player who's made it very clear that he's willing to do such thing. The moment that a player says they're gonna do that, I mean, come on. It's not just about there's a possibility where he falls in love with Pochettino's style of play. We could go on hypothetically if this is not realistic. You go on, you get top 4, and you win some domestic cups. Things change, but after the whole storyline, after the whole
it's a gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think that you should keep a player like that because
no, I agree. I'm not arguing that point. I'm not disputing that whatsoever. I totally concur with you. I'm just saying, though, that it's not a given. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You see my logic here?
Yeah, I just don't think it's the best thing to do because if a player's gonna do such, it really tells you a lot about their character.
Yeah. And a point for your argument to actually better your position against me, because I'm being honest here, is the fact that he's not a Chelsea fan.
Exactly.
He's a Pompey. Yeah, he's a Pompey fan.
Roger, you take that serious?
No, but it's the truth though, because
no, it's the truth. But
if I'm young and I'm playing for Chelsea and I'm a Chelsea fan, which I am, then that is an important factor in my decision-making ability. You know, let's be honest here, because, you know, if I have the choice to play for any team and Chelsea, I'm picking Chelsea, assuming every other point is pretty much equal. Does that make sense? I'm obviously choosing Chelsea, you know, every day of the week and twice on Sunday. It's that simple. However, if I'm not a Chelsea fan, you know, and that's the case, then that can sway you in your opinion making decisions, assuming everything is equal otherwise. So, you know, that is a negative for him staying, the fact that he's a Pompey fan. So his allegiances have never been with Chelsea other than the fact that he played for the youth team. Does that make sense? So this actually bodes well.
I'm happy Constantine said what he said.
Sorry, Ty? Sorry, I can't
go ahead, DJ. What you
I'm saying that I'm happy Constantine has said what.
Well, Mount's dad is a Man United big fan as well. So is that the one you're talking about, Ty?
Yeah. I think that's what Ty was referencing. Yeah.
What was that? I didn't get that. I apologize.
The Mount's dad is a big Manchester United fan.
I apologize. Yeah, that's a factor. You can't dismiss that. You know, this is what I'm trying to say. So that doesn't bode well for Chelsea, which means this is even greater of a risk. You know, this is a gamble. It's not like we're in great financial shape here, you know, gentlemen. We're not. The things have not gone our way, in case you hadn't noticed, the last 12 to 18 months. So to be gambling in a position where we don't have a position of strength, this to me, I don't know. I'm saying that we are perhaps naive in that regard, strategically and financially. However, you know, maybe Poch is saying, listen, fellow, you know, co-executives, you know, this is what this is what I want our co-sporting directors of me. I believe he's integral to my success. I believe we should keep him at all costs and persuade him to stay. That could be what is transpiring behind the scenes. However, that's a gamble in my opinion.
Yeah, DJ, you to so that we can wrap it up. It's a huge gamble,
DJ.
really.
Nah, listen, it's a big one. This one with Mason Mount. I know I said a couple of days ago I came on here and I said it wouldn't surprise me if Mount stays. Because I remember I said this, and you guys were like, "Oh, what?" I mean, the way things are going at the moment, the way things are all going at the moment, it seems like he's going to stay. But then, are you going to be keeping an unhappy player at the camp? Is he going to cause some issues next season? See, I don't think he'll be one of them kind of players. If he ends up staying at Chelsea, I think he'll still give his all to the club.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I think at the back of his mind, though, he's still probably thinking, I should have got that move to United. Now, if he's got that move, if he's got that in his head, I want this move to United, and the fact that I think the other fact we've also got to consideration, regardless of the whole contract situation, the fact United are playing Champions League football as well. I just sometimes wonder if that's another reason why a lot of these players are leaving Chelsea because of that reason as well, and why they want to go. Sometimes I think I don't know.
DJ, do you know what really gets me also is the fact that his father has a huge influential input into his professional team. If his father wasn't aligned with him as a agent or whatever, exactly. I'd be more inclined to think that he may stay and extend his contract. But the fact that his father is in his ear constantly and he's someone that he obviously loves and trusts, this does not bode well for Chelsea also. I totally agree, gentlemen. But
then how I look at it in that situation, I want to put it this way then, if he so much loves the club, regardless of what his dad may think. Listen, I love my dad and I respect my dad. It's the same situation. If my dad was my agent, right, and I had an opportunity to stay at Chelsea and whatever this is, and obviously we had contract situations, but there's an opportunity to still find a way of coming to grips with that, with Chelsea behind the scenes, talking to the club. I'll try and find my way of actually staying at the club because I love the club. I grew up with the club. I stayed at the club when I was 8 years old. I would stay. Yeah. But if he's in a situation where he feels that he's been hard done by the football club in his situation, it's more to that he's obviously gutted that they didn't give him what he wanted when they were negotiating. Apparently, from what I'm hearing, there was no negotiations done for him for a contract. Chelsea didn't even speak to him. So I don't know. You're looking at two ways of saying this. Whether that is true, I don't know. Regardless of the situation, if he's Chelsea and proper Chelsea, I think he's over Lukaku any day of the week. I think he should stay. But you don't want to keep an unhappy player at the camp either. If he thinks, I want to move on now from this all, then he'll move on. But I still keep thinking, I really hope they can come to some kind of solid ground and maybe he may decide to stay, but I don't think that's going to happen. Either way, I said it, even though I came on here a couple of days and said I think Mount's going to stay. I think if United have got the offer on the table, eventually I think Chelsea will accept it eventually. I think, and he'll go. That's just my mistake.
I was very shocked that Chelsea turned down the third offer. To be honest with you, I didn't anticipate that.
They've got a value on their player, don't they? See, the things what I don't get with people saying Chelsea are knocking football clubs. I tell you what, every player, all right, even United would be doing this. If United had Mount playing for them now, right? And the same situation occurred, and he's got 1 year left on his contract. Then of course, they're going to play hardball with Chelsea right to the end to get the deal they want for their football club. So Chelsea are doing it, and all of a sudden, we're a bad club for doing this.
No, that's a good point. That's a valid point.
Do you get me? So anyone that says that, I think is wrong in that fact because Chelsea are trying to get whatever they can from Mason Mount, and they think this is his value. This is what they think they should get for him. All right. This is what they should try and do. But there's going to come a but where it's going to come to the player and the player himself saying, you know what, look, if he comes out and says to the club, look, I don't want to be here. I really want to move on, guys. Then Chelsea would have to maybe play a bit of ball with him and just say, okay, fair enough. Take the 55 million, whatever it is, and let him go. But let's see. It's going to drag on for a while, guys. It's going to drag on for a while.
He will drag on. I think he will eventually leave this window because it's a huge risk. And I'm sure the club, they're where the hierarchy are.
You would assume so, Coach. You would assume so.
Yeah. And they don't want to risk that. Not his biggest fan amount, but it's mad how he's treating this club. That's just your opinion. We're not sure whether the club are offering him peanut and he doesn't want that. The vast majority of Chelsea fans showed him such amazing support, even in his awful patches. Go ahead. You were saying something, Roger?
Yeah, I don't think it was so much that they were offering peanuts. I believe the initial reports were based over media rights. digital rights.
Yeah, lots of other stuff that we don't know
Yeah.
about. Nobody knows. You can argue, but yeah, you're correct, Roger. Lots image rights and all that. No, Salim, how he's disrespected the club. Roger, are you saying Mount could learn to love Poch's system and revive of that passion he once had, a bit like Gallagher? You mean? Okay. Lukaku did the same, and every fan wanted him gone. I think the two cases differ in so many ways.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I
differ
do
in
as
so
well.
many ways. But I get it. You're entitled to opinion. Nah, get Mount out. He wants her to leave. He should leave her for that 55 million. We don't need toxicity in the dressing room. Here's the thing. One thing I want to say quickly. When Arsenal came in with their initial bid for Kai Havertz, people were saying, take the money and run. Take it and run. What are you waiting for? And you see how much they're paying us now. So it's business. I think the club, they know what they're doing. They'll end up getting more from Mount or selling him to Manchester United. Either of the two will happen. Hello to you too, Constantine Dante. Always nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I will play a devil's advocate, despite me not being a fan of Mount. Mount would likely suit Poch's style of play. A lot of people have said that. Well, let me not just say, let me just move on. We can keep Mount till January and sell him for £45. Yeah, good idea. Mount's dad is a Manchester United big fan as well. Yeah, Roger have talked about at length how that is an issue on its own. We know we now have the Covers' money. Yeah, I'm hearing that deal is done. He signs for Man City until 2027. Good luck to him. I think at City, Kovacic will be plug and play. It's as simple as that. That is just me using Roger's language. I'm not going to let him say it to them. I liked it, so I stole it. We are in bad position financially, but we should cave into Mount's ridiculous. We shouldn't cave. Shouldn't is that should? We should cave into Mount's ridiculous contract demands. Should. Okay, maybe you're missing NOT there. Apparently, the whole issue is also about his image rights. Yep, just like Roger said, I think you're correct. Please, if you haven't, go check out Ty's YouTube channel, Chelsea Sessions. The link is there. You see, I've highlighted he shared the link there. I'm sure that's the link. We gave him an offer to prove his worth, and he chickened out of the opportunity. It's that simple. It's really not, because we didn't really know what had transpired during the negotiations. No excuses. Mount must get out of Chelsea. He said he's not going to renew and go for free. Keep the same energy. Here's the thing. Let's be honest. We've heard some reports, especially when we heard that Manchester United have walked away, that they're no longer interested in signing him. Some people are saying, yeah, Mount again, his preference has always been to remain at Chelsea. That has been forced out. I think the Mount camp and the club, PR, you could say campaign, trying to say, look, it's not my fault. It's Mount's fault. It's not my fault. It's the club fault and all that. Let's be honest. It's not so much Mason Mount. It's a money Mason stance. We all want to get rid of. Okay, let's see what happens. The UEFA Champions League thing is also a factor, as 30% pay cut for all players. As no UEFA Champions League, only Sterling, Chelsea player, doesn't have that in his contract. Mount doesn't either. He still gets a full salary. Smart. I think Mount doesn't either. I think it's a new contract for under the new ownership has that clause. Mount had a rubbish 18 months. The club gave him a 1-year contract to see if he can improve his performances, which is the right thing to do. He wants to leave. Everybody wants what works for them. It's business for all parties involved. Ladipopo said that Mount should be released. 55 million is good enough for a guy with poor form, 2 years in a row, and has a 1 year to go. If we let Hazard leave, who is Mount?
I wouldn't say 2 years.
I guess that's another way to see it.
I would say 1 year.
Yeah, I would say the same. I think
Really?
that's a bit harsh. 2 years.
I
I
would
don't
say
think it's been
15
that.
months.
I think for 2 years it's been a bit shaky. Not because for 2 years.
No, I wouldn't say 2. No,
15
not
months
at all.
he's been shaky.
Since after the Champions
Okay,
League,
so
since after the Champions League win.
Yeah.
Sure.
You
Listen,
can argue from there on. He's not
Listen,
been consistent.
I'm the one that says that Silva should have won the Player of the Year last year, 2 seasons ago. I totally concede that. But, you said 15 months. Well, 15 months is substantially less than 24.
Yeah, it's not 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, it's not 2 years. I'm just being objective here, but I get what you're saying, though. And don't forget, he has had, I think it's an abdominal injury for the better part of the last
Injuries hasn't helped.
Yeah.
Injuries has kept him out for a while.
And let's be honest here. Name me a player other than Silva and, sorry to say this, DJ, but Kepa, who have been that have stood out this season. No one. I mean, no one. Even the tea lady has sucked this year. I'm kidding.
Well, I'll be.
Did you test the tea?
I think
This is some tea, though. Roger's giving us some tea here, man.
I think Reece James has been all right, apart from when he got his injury. I thought Reece James is okay.
Lots of our players are struggling.
He was shaky, man. He was shaky. He's been poor. He was poor in the Champions League.
Reece James, poor chap, didn't have the opportunity to perform consistently because of the fact he was injured. That is not his fault. I do not mean to detract from him. I'm saying the people that were available to play. But then
at the start of the season, you look at the start of the season, at the very start of the season, just
like
gone.
Kante, for instance.
I thought Reece James and Thiago Silva were actually probably two of our best players. That's just my thought.
Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. I can go. I'm not minimizing anything James has done at all. He's just been.
He's been unlucky after injuries, not after, mate. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and one of them was contact. One of them was a hyperextension. That's a freaking incident of the knee, So no, I'm not minimizing anything that he's done last season. He's just been unfortunate. But let's be honest here. For the people that have been fit, not many players stand out.
You can't stand out any of them. Not at all.
And so you're only as good as your surrounding players, so to speak. And when a lot of, shall we say, the vast amount of players are either injured or underperforming, it's hard to stick out in that regard, if that makes sense, So,
all right, just quickly breaking this. Hakim Ziyech still close. Contracts have been agreed, so one more.
Another one off the book.
I'm not sure how much we sold him for.
£5.92p.
Another. What's that?
I'm not too sure. Let me quickly so we can call it a day here. I think Mount and Havertz have made more to do with Chelsea playing poorly last year than easy targets Ziyech and Pulisic do. Okay, let's see if he. Sorry,
Pulisic. Oh gosh,
tough crowd, coach.
Yeah. If he doesn't go before Poch comes in on July 1st, he's staying. Possibly. Yeah. And Pulisic congratulations on 12K subscribers, Coach. Please, thank you. I appreciate you, Constantine Dante, and thank you for always supporting the channel. We moved before 13K subscribers. I think we'll get there. But thank you, brother. More importantly, Mason Mead, Kuchila, business is business. You gain for some and can lose for some. Mount might leave for free. It's a possibility, like we've agreed. If he stays, there's a chance he extends it. There's a chance he wants to get back at the club and leaves. My youth thinks is Beckham. Not one man's poison is another man's meal, if that makes sense. Rats must leave. Mount thinks is Beckham. I'm not going to get into that. Hey, Coach, how do you feel about talking about other YouTubers' news? What do you mean by that news? It's good, as long as it's something nice. What I don't like is condemning on the other fellow content creators for one reason or the other. If anybody has any issues with them, go sort it out with them. Once you're here, we talk the topics we're here to discuss. It's as simple as that. We now have the ZS money, so it keeps growing. Chelsea will not sign Caicedo, mark my words. They will sign another DM. Okay, let's see. Ziyech is a here we go. Thank you for saying that, Gabriel Moabas. I've heard Chelsea is looking into Tromoni. Rumors are we've actually put on a bid that Madrid rejected. No way to confirm that. Caicedo won't join United neither. Let's see what happens. And I think it makes sense. I've seen some reports saying Arsenal may well still come back in for Moises Caicedo. But let's see what happens. Why are we waffling? Mount has 1 year left on his contract and wants to leave. There shouldn't be any arguments or excuses. I don't know. It's you that's calling everything waffling. We're having a conversation, and what Roger's argument made sense that he may well end up staying, but it's a huge risk. As that means he may decide, okay, you know what, you guys did me. He feels hard done by, and he feels like, you know what, I'm gonna just leave on a free and make more money. And usually, when a player realizes they can leave as a free agent and get a sign-on fee, it's usually difficult to get them to extend. And when it got to that level for Andres Christensen and Antonio Rudiger, I knew it would be difficult to get them to stay. So yeah, if that makes sense. Tremaine is going to be a Chelsea player. Okay, let's see. Remove the toxic ones, and they showed no character when we were in the mud. Okay, Mount will probably sell a lot of shirts at United. That's probably one of the reasons why they want him. But I do wonder how Ten Hag plans to use him. For me, I don't think he's anywhere near Bruno's levels. I think you could argue they're two different profile of players, but they play in the same position. Bruno can play as an 8 as a 10, and also as a 10, so to speak. Mount is also the same thing. But I don't think Bruno can actually play on the flanks, but Mount can. Mount is a snake under the green leaf. Wow. Let's see. I think this Mount thing has gotten personal. I think you could argue that. Big up to you too, Martin. Oh, always nice to see you. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream. I think we're about to round off here. Nothing more we have up there. Anybody on the panel wants to say something?
I was just going to say, if its rumours are correct over the weekend, United actually going to give Mason Mount the number 7 shirt. You know how popular that number 7 shirt is at United is. Can you imagine?
Renato is going to get that number 7 shirt. That's what I heard.
What, United? Oh, okay. I heard there might be Mason Mount that could possibly get it. Do you know that? No lie tie.
I only heard that.
Right, thank you. Anybody else on the panel with any other thing that they want us to talk about?
I just want to say something very briefly. We've lost. When I say we've lost, we have either sold or released or whatever 7 players currently from a roster of 34 previously. Which leaves,
have we sold 7 already?
Yeah, 7 people.
Mendy, Ziyech, Koulibaly, who?
Hold on, let me look.
Kai Havertz, that's 4.
Then 2 loan players. You've got 2. You've got João Felix and the defensive.
Okay,
midfielder.
that counts. Yeah, you can
say
that.
So we've lost 7 players. When I say lost, I mean that have left for one reason or another.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So that's substantial. I think we're going to probably lose another 5+ players, but we've also got a couple of additions where you have people like a Gusto have come in, and then obviously Nkunku. So it's a net loss of 5 players currently. Just so an observation.
It makes sense.
And we need to have another net loss of another 3 to 5 net loss. That is, because Poch prefers a squad of 24 to 26 maximum. This is, I believe, the person that worked with him, one of his staff members that I saw an interview with him a couple of weeks ago, says that's the maximum size squad that he prefers to work with. And he was mentioning that the size of 34 players is not attainable. You can't successfully work as a team with that many players, coach day in, day out. So he was saying that Poch's main responsibility or main project would be to reduce that squad size significantly by 12, so 10 to 12 anyway. So listen, we're down by 5. So just my 2 cents plus VAT.
Yeah. That's 2 cents is a lot of money. Make Manchester United Mount. Let's go. I think it's gonna happen eventually. Aren't we tired of talking about May's negotiations broke down? The clubs are negotiating. They're talking. That's what we've heard. Mason Mount 7. Yeah. Mark Goldback says that he will play Eriksen's role. Do I think he's capable of doing that? I really do not know. The media will spin all sorts of things out for clicks. Let's just be calm and watch. Guys, trust me on this one. July 1st, we're gonna go mad in the transfer window. We are going to surprise the world again What we get out of this players. Okay, let's see what happens. United played a technical but lazy Eriksen in their midfield. They also played Sabitzer. Why are you questioning Mason Mount's inclusion at Manchester United? Okay. Let's see. Chelsea's priority for the rest of this week is to sell players. Fabrizio Romano. Yep, that has always been the priority because Eriksen is better than Mount. Let's see. Banner were unveiled for this Mount guy, only for him to want to leave, no matter what. This club should be ashamed of for not giving someone like Kante a banner. I think the banner thing is the fans, not the club. But here's the thing. You could argue nobody probably knew Mount Kante was going to leave now. But I agree he deserves a banner too. The sad reality is that the love the club narrative is dead. It's business for all parties.
It's only me. That's why they should sign me. They should sign me. That's why, because I love.
Yeah, and Ty will be very, very loyal at least. Thanks, everyone. Chelsea is selling like just go away.
Wow, I will pardon your French.
I will. I'm not pardoning this one. Just go away.
By the way, just a quick thing. By the way, we've signed. In total, if you think about it, we've actually signed 4 players so far. We've obviously got Costa. We've got Kunde, who've obviously. Oh, sorry, Nkunku. Sorry, and then we've also now signed. Sorry, we've also signed. I think you guys don't know. We've signed the Jamaican kid over the weekend as well.
But he's not going to be part of the first team.
No.
Who comes in immediately?
No, and we've also signed that Portuguese kid as well, Morelos as well. We signed him. No, Moreira. We signed him as well, by the way.
Was it from Benfica?
From Benfica, yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, we signed him. Yeah, I heard that news a few days ago. Yeah, he's joined us. Yeah.
You sure? Yeah. Our youth movement here is impressive, gentlemen. I must admit, we are acquiring youth at a very high level that I don't think anyone, especially in the Premier League, can even come close to comparing with us currently. I'm so impressed with that strategically going forward. I must admit that. I didn't think that it would be this good had you asked me 12 months ago. So.
Yeah, thank you so much. Chelsea leading the race for Simham and Martin or the Napoli. Do you trust the person?
No.
Do you trust the source of the Bluetooth game? I want to know. I don't know him. Fans really did pick of their favorites wrong. You could argue that Mount getting a stand. West Mount.
It's about Mason Mount.
Yeah, West Mount. Man,
you guys.
Yeah. Let's see. And the players' stance. Simpson PR needs to go with the players too. Okay, that's a bit jumbled up there. Mount to Manchester United. There you go, Kim. So your thing. Anybody else has anything else on the panel that he wants to touch so we can call it a day?
I'm good.
See the blue flag flying high.
That's it. Up the Chelsea.
I think that's a nice one, nice way to end it. Anybody else? Richard, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Just a pleasure as always, gentlemen.
Yeah, yes, that's the other thing, Spot. And thanks for having us on your show as always, Kachilla.
Always nice to have you too. It's been an excellent show. And if Pulisic win the Gold Cup, we should keep him one more season. Yeah, keep him whether he signs a new contract or not. You are always very enjoyable. Thank you. I appreciate you, Thomas Baser. Thank you for always supporting. Yep, club is bigger than player. And Kishan, the New York guy. Thank you, Thomas Baser. Thank you, Kishan. Thank you again. And Simpson, thank you so much for that. Kim, so thank you, Martin. Oh, Kim, thank you. Constantin Dante. Thank you, God of Frogs. Thank you. And the Blue to forget. Thank you, brother. 3X Dope. And anyone else in the chat. Vic, thank you. If I miss your name, apologies, I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all.
Big up to the comments. Peace out, everyone. Peace.